getting started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, I don't know. Something really odd has happened here, and I just want you to be aware of it. We're expecting sunshine for 3 days in a row. But if you're feeling like, boy, that's just crazy. Are you kidding me? 3 days of sun? That's terrible. Need not fear. Rain is expected this weekend.
Oh, great.
To keep the streak going. That is at least rain on one day of every weekend since the beginning of November. That's where we are in the outskirts of Seattle. It feels like rain or precipitation is just the way to go for us these days.
Just in case Richard is baking this morning, I want to point out for him so he doesn't have to stop and send a message. Keeler's exaggerating. It's not going to be 3 days of sun. It's going to be 2.5.
Well, it might only be 3 days of like a reddish tint to the sunshine because we will be getting a little bit of that. Although it seems like Syracuse will get it, but there's enough of the high pressure. I don't know what all this stuff means, but I was watching it where it may keep the smoke out of our area. I don't know. We'll probably get a little bit of it. I don't know. I really don't know. But I can tell you that 3 days of dry weather is what we're looking at.
I doubt it. I'll be in Rome today, so I know it always
You doubt it.
Rains every day in Rome. Like
actually,
this winter it snowed every day in Rome.
In the middle of the night, I had lyrics written for a Manaski parody, and it was done to. I got to remember this because I'm Manaski.
Is it rolling?
Called him out at home plate. No, it's done to Bonanza.
Bonanza, okay.
Yeah, we'll have to rewrite those lyrics there. It is a day. Well, there's a lot to talk about with the mess in Los Angeles. And does the president have the right to bring in? I think last night I believe they brought in the nuclear weapons. I believe they brought those in, ready to nuke L.A. So there's a lot of talk about that. Here is a few comments. Dan in Stittville. The administration's justification for sending military to L.A. is based on exaggeration. The metro area is 500 square miles. Mostly peaceful protests are happening.
Oh, stop with the mostly peaceful.
Well, they were mostly peaceful.
Come
I'm
on,
sorry.
Bill,
no.
They're setting cars on fire.
Yeah,
they're
listen
chopping.
to me. Listen to me. Stop for a second.
I can't even make the point.
Stop for a second. No, you're a guest. I'm sorry. Stop. It is. If you look around, and I've spoken to people who are from L.A., who live in L.A., those were isolated incidents that were accelerated after Trump sent in the National Guard. And that is a fact. You can look it up. There were isolated incidents of bricks being thrown at police officers and what have you, but those people need to be arrested. It does not reach the level of bringing in the National Guard. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
January 6th was mostly peaceful, too.
That's a good example. It would have been nice if Trump actually acted the same way on January 6th.
Well, I agree with you there.
End of story. End of story,
Okay,
Jeff.
then why are we going to talk about
End
it
of
then?
story.
If we're not going to debate it, then why even...
Let me let this Dan and
You
Stittville
host. Go ahead.
complete his, because I can tell you I have 11 posts after Dan's that take the exact opposite side. So just don't get too nervous over there, Manaski. Manaski. The administration's justification for sending military into L.A. is based on exaggeration. Even the police chief said we had it under control. Well, he's an idiot. The metro area is 500 square miles. Mostly peaceful protests were happening in a single square mile. It was a small area of Los Angeles. And showing a small number of violent images over and over again doesn't make the situation an insurrection, says Dan in Stittsville. I completely agree with Dan on that. But it's not what we're doing. Bill Deeds in New Hartford, you're a moron. You know I only joke with you. And then, so this mayor says people's questions and concerns have no validity because they are not done in person. That is Lance and Lee, and he's talking about the mayor of Ilion. I do think the world is, and we addressed that with him yesterday, I think the world is a little different where people do have the ability to communicate instantly on social media. Just ask that reporter, senior reporter from ABC, who just got fired. Did you see Moran?
Moran, yeah.
Fired.
Terry Moran?
I mean, yeah. You listen. You're supposed to be unbiased, and if you're an opinion person, you can say whatever you want. But if you are supposed to be an unbiased reporter, and you begin to take sides and give your opinion, that is pretty much in violation with I'm assuming the contract that you signed. So there you go. Let's see here. Mike this morning, this is Julie. The Yankees finally snapped their 2-game skid. That doesn't even make sense. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
They won. They had a 2-game losing streak, and they won?
I guess.
They lost Saturday and Sunday to Boston. They won against the Royals last night. So that's a 2-game losing streak.
So what she's saying though is a 2-game losing streak is not a big deal.
She said they finally snapped their 2-game skid.
Snapped their 2-game skid.
I mean, two games in 162 really isn't a losing streak, but it is.
However,
back-to-back
the Mets have won 8 of their last 10 and down 2 runs going into the 9th inning. Davey, I'm just telling you. Down 2 runs going into the 9th inning last night. Soto pounds it out there. Pete Alonso drives him home. They tie the game. Alonso out at second. Goes to the 10th inning, and in walk-off fashion, the Mets win in extra innings. I got to say, Jeff, this consistency feels pretty good. It's probably about to collapse anytime and any day.
I'm happy the Mets are in the position that they're in.
It's still early though. That's what scares all Mets fans. We haven't reached the All-Star break, but don't you feel this?
Who has the best batter in baseball? My team, the Yankees.
Okay,
Aaron Judge,
24th home run last night.
As my wife would say, do you want a sticker for that?
I know I wasn't going to say go off on a rant, but
yeah, well, you just did, Davey.
Yeah.
You're guilty as charged. We have tickets to today. Let's do it again right now. I have tickets to give away to the Frankie Valli Tribute Show coming up this Saturday at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. It's in the showroom. It's going to be a great show. And I have a pair of tickets to, I don't know, the first caller to Davey right now that says, hey, I'd like a pair of those tickets. The show is called 361 Show for tickets. The show is at the showroom, so it's nice and cozy and comfortable. Saturday night at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. First caller to tell Davey, I'd like the tickets right now at 315-736-0186 gets the tickets. Boom, boom, boom. Manaski is the co-host today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tim Reed is co-hosting tomorrow morning. And Mark Butler is going to give it a try back again on Friday. He had the time wrong. He thought we wanted him at 7:30. So he's going to come back Friday to try to get in by 6. So we'll see what occurs there. You're not alone, Jeff. You're not alone with us.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, it's not easy to get up in the morning. Sometimes my alarm will go off and I'll be like, what in the hell? It's Saturday. And it's Thursday. And I say to myself, now I got to get out of bed. I hate it. But Butler will be here on Friday. So here we go. How is so you've had a couple of, even yesterday you got a couple of good umpiring situations in play.
What do you mean?
With the weather.
Yeah, I actually didn't have a game Monday or Tuesday, so I'm only on Wednesday, Thursday this week. I might have something this weekend.
Well, I must tell you that I think you're in pretty darn good shape for the next 3 days.
So, and if I'm not mistaken,
nice.
I want to give a shout-out and a good luck and a rah-rah, and I hope you guys win to Oriskany, because I think they're playing possibly Friday. I don't know. I looked it up when I was here Monday, and I never got a chance to mention it. I just forgot. I think the local girls' teams that I want to say this wrong, that I had an eye on, but I know Whitesboro got knocked out over the weekend.
That does sound a little creepy. Maybe you could be pawing them. That's creepy, too. Yeah. Prowling them. Yeah, that's creepy, too. Yeah,
please. No, I was not prowling them. I had it in my notes. I should just leave the notes.
I think you were following them.
Yes.
From a sports aspect.
I was checking the scoreboards, hoping that they won. I wanted to get out and watch some of the Section 3 finals with Oriskany and Notre Dame. I didn't get that chance to go out there that night. Oriskany is still alive, right?
Oriskany is playing this weekend, Jeff.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I think is it Friday or Saturday?
I think it's Saturday.
Okay. Well, good luck to Oriskany.
Today is Happy Corn on the Cob Day, although for our area it's a little bit early for corn on the cob, don't you think?
I think so.
A little bit early. Father's Day is this weekend. Do you do anything special for Father's Day? It's this weekend.
Not especially, no. There was some talk of a cookout, but it's not going to happen.
Well, we might even be getting some rain this weekend. I don't even know. 100 best songs of the year so far. I have them for you. And you'll feel like you live in a foreign world when I play these for you. We'll get to that coming up in a little bit on the program today. Jimmy Falla, Fox Across America. The Fox News Saturday night, Jimmy Falla is on with his take on the LA riots, and that'll be your chance to feel like you're right in a really good debate, because he'll be all over. I
would like you to cut off Jimmy and tell him what you told me.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna let him go. We'll let him go.
Perfect.
We'll just let him go.
The mostly nonviolent LA riots.
Well, I'm not saying that's where they are now. Although I've stopped watching it, and you wonder what you're. I mean, it's just a mess. Also on the program today, Ryan Nobles from NBC. We'll speak with him at about 8:40 later on this morning. And, of course, we'll be speaking with the one and only Ryan Schmemells from Fox News Radio, who's on the line as we speak. Good morning, Ryan Schmemells. Good morning.
Dang, I really am the warm-up match for the two main events.
Well, I think you're the headliner, and everyone after that is coming in to support as a supporting cast. That's how I see it.
Yeah, we can look at it that way.
Yeah, that's how I see it. I mean, I always whenever I go to a concert, I request that, Paul McCartney comes out first, and then, the small little artist comes out at the end, so I can leave. I don't even care to see that. I just want to see the main act. So there's where you are. That's where you are, Ryan. That's a good place to be.
Oh, that's a good way to look. Yeah, I guess. I don't know what other example of that has been used in history, but we can do some revisionism here.
That's a good point, because I can't think of any other. But we'll find another one. Okay, today is the annual tradition, and it's really sad to think about what made this, really put this in the limelight, was the shooting when it occurred. But the Congressional baseball game is, I believe, today, right?
It is, yes. And Chad Pergram from Fox News, our senior national correspondent, and will be on the color commentary. Then Kevin Cork will be on play-by-play, our national correspondent.
So the game ends up on TV on Fox.
It does, yes, FS1.
Yeah, nice. Okay, what can you expect today, where you have Republicans? And Republicans and Democrats, everybody plays, or is this just the Republican baseball game?
No, it's Republicans versus Democrats.
Versus Democrats. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, and Republicans have won 4 in a row.
And I'm not surprised by that.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, the Republicans have a college baseball player in August Pfluger. They also have a former Utah State football player who used to played with my high school football coach at Utah State in Blake Moore, but I believe he is on the injury watch, so he might not be playing. So even with that, I mean, Republicans do have a significant amount of firepower, and so Democrats are a little concerned. I mean, look, they're number 3, and in many ways, their team captain yesterday, Pete Aguilar, did not seem the most confident in the world when they were talking about what to expect today. So that probably stands out.
I almost feel like when you think of Republicans, you think of an athletic group of people, and when you think of Democrats, you kind of think of Chuck Schumer, and I don't see him as being as. And wasn't he a part of a conversation about that just recently about manliness? I forgot who was making that description recently, but
he was getting trolled the other day on social media because he made a statement about he said, "Hey Siri," to something, and he uses a flip phone still. So
right.
that was one of those what moments. Yeah,
Chuck Schumer. This is an interesting. He still uses a flip phone, which are, believe it or not, you can still get them. Believe it or not, you can still buy them. But why, if you're going to get a new phone, why the flip phone? But I guess some people like it.
And I think, and some people will say it's like, okay, you have a flip phone, and we're supposed to trust you to lead this country when it comes to AI policy and making sure that system is regulated for the future. I mean, look, I think that's a fair question to ask.
Yeah, I think that is that's very fair. If you recall, technology became a really big issue with George H.W. Bush when he lost to Bill Clinton, and many say it was one of the turning point moments as he was going through the grocery store checkout, and he was excited about how the clerk would scan items. He's like, I've never seen that before. That's really cool. And meanwhile, the rest of everybody in America is looking at that like,
then you've never been to a grocery store?
That's exactly right. And Ryan, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I did not expect that to be the example you were going to give, but that is just fascinating.
It is a fascinating. While it might be a little old, it kind of works. Ryan Schmemells from Fox News Radio. What else this one? Let me do a break and let Megan update the news here on this beautiful Wednesday morning, which we're already getting a pretty nice start with a little bit of sunshine out there. You saw it. It's looking okay.
So my windows were all, fogged out. It was the condensation on the outside, and I did turn my heat on my way in this morning.
To clear the windows off. Yeah.
No, because I was chilly.
Because you were chilly. It is a little chilly out there, but it's going to warm up to upper 70s today, so they say. WIBX News Time is 6:36.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone with your news update, brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica, Commercial Drive, Yorkville. Rome police are investigating another robbery in the city. On Monday, officers were called to the Burger King on South Madison Street and met with an employee who claimed an unknown suspect threatened them with a knife while demanding money from the register. The employee complied and the suspect fled with an undisclosed amount of cash. The employee was not injured. This follows robberies at the Relax Inn and the Bloomfield Market, where suspects smashed their way inside and stole money. Rome police are asking anyone with information regarding this latest incident to contact their tip line at 315-339-7744. You can also contact Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers at 866-730-8477 or via the P3 Tips mobile app. All tips will remain anonymous. The man accused of firing a gun inside Sangertown Square in March was scheduled to appear in court yesterday, but he was absent. Instead, the attorney for 20-year-old Malachi Winder of Rome submitted motions on his behalf. Winder is accused of shooting a man inside a mall, which caused panic and forced the mall into lockdown. The victim survived the shooting. Winder is charged with attempted murder, attempted assault, reckless endangerment, as well as various weapons and drug charges. State Assemblyman Robert Smolin is still pushing for a bill to be passed in memory of his late son. It's called the Alexander John Smolin Traffic Safety Memorial Act and would allow family and friends of accident victims to set up signs at locations where they lost their loved ones. Smolin's 14-year-old son AJ passed away last year after being hit by a vehicle on Route 7 near Bellevue Women's Hospital. The measure has bipartisan support, but it's unclear if it'll be approved before the legislature legislative session ends. And data is showing a direct link between young children's screen time with behavioral difficulties. Researchers' recent findings showing a strong link between higher screen time use to signs of emotional distress, including anxiety, depression, aggression, and low self-esteem. That's according to research published in the journal Psychological Bulletin, which reviewed 117 separate studies involving nearly 300,000 children under the age of 10 worldwide. Researchers observed that in many of these cases, screens, all ranging from video gaming to texting, were linked to a kind of coping mechanism, resulting in an endless cycle. Your Weather Center forecast is next. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
I'm sure you figured it out by now. The haze is Canadian wildfire smoke. The good news, though, we're going to string together under weak high pressure some dry weather here over the next several days. But guess what? Yeah, some showers for the weekend. So hazy sunshine and actually comfortable early this afternoon, a comfortable 78. Tonight, some clouds late 60. That'll break out into sunshine tomorrow, 75. Friday, sunshine, 75. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, right now, do you want to guess where we are right now in terms of temperature? I know you feel like maybe it's a little bit chilly out there.
Just felt chilly. 52?
It is 56, but partly cloudy with some sunshine out there this morning. I have a letter here I would like to read. Would you mind, Davey, come on up to the microphone? Are you available too? This is to all of us. Dated 6/9/2025 from Stefan Ribitsky. Dear Bill, it's Stefan Ribitsky. Hope you're doing well. Now, the reason why I'm writing to you is to suggest a birthday bash for WIBX's 100th birthday, which, by the way, Manaski, is when?
December 5th.
You're like the station historian.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I know you're trying to get out of this and flip it on me, but I'm not doing it.
I am. I thought maybe you could organize this whole thing.
I know you did. No, I'm not.
You are the historian. I mean, anyway, and the reason I'm writing to you is to suggest a birthday bash for WIBX. December 5th, 1925. This radio station went on the air. Try to talk to Rob Ash, Jeff Stone to book the Adirondack Bank Center for July, August, or September for a headliner concert with the band The Dusty Puppies, which is Dave Olney's band.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Showtime could be the warm-up band. Also, the day of or...
Well, in fairness, and I love The Dusty Puppies and Dave Olney, we should flip
Showtime
those.
probably should be the...
the closing act, yeah.
Also the day of or... See, you are the historian. You are, after all.
Bill.
I'm telling you.
Up next, my take on the LA riots.
Also trying to... You're really bothered by that. You got to let that go. Also try to bring back either live or video boards some of the past Sports Watch hosts, Tim Roy, Jim Jackson, Bruce Markison, Brad Davies, Brent Axe, Jeff Manaski, mentioned in this. Also bring back some of the news hosts. Bring back Phil Stern. I wouldn't call him a news host.
Yeah.
Christine Bellino, yes. Tom Coyne, Ed Welch, Randy Gorbman, John Swan, Joe Kelly, Jim Rondinelli. For the MC of the headliner, have producer Davey announce the band. That's exciting. Also, present Davey an award for longevity. Oh, that is a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Have people get tickets at the box office or give them away on the show. Also have a VIP party after at the 72 with cake. And see if Holland Farms can bake the cake.
He wrote all this?
He's got all this down, yes.
It's handwritten or typed?
It's typed.
Okay.
He's done a great job.
I was going to say, you read his handwriting very smoothly.
This is only a suggestion. Try to think about this. Talk it over with all parties involved. Also, if you can bring in Andrew Dominio as a surprise guest. If you need any help, you can reach out to me, and he gives his phone number, or you can write to him. I could write back and at his Sunset Avenue address, or at his email in order to keep in touch. Thank you sincerely, Stefan Ribitsky.
I think if you call Andrew, I'm almost guaranteed. If I call Andrew, I'm almost guaranteed to get it. I'm on the other line. I'll call you right back. Text message.
Well, being the historian, you may get a call back. I'm just saying. Stefan, I think it's a great idea. I have read your letter now officially, and Good ideas there.
Those are good ideas, Stefan.
And I will tell you, there are plans in the works for a few pretty cool events that are coming up.
And speaking of awards, I'm going to be presenting my Les Devon Media Award from the Boilermaker next Wednesday night, I was informed yesterday.
Actually, Davey, you should tip me off on that, and not to sound as gloating. You tip me off, and then I bring it up, all right? Watch.
Right.
Also, if I'm correct, in addition to maybe Davey getting an award at the 100th anniversary, did you know? And Davey, I think you can confirm this. I know you're shy about it, but you're getting the Les Devon award.
Who, Davey?
Yes, from the Boilermaker next Wednesday.
Get out! Congratulations!
Yes.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's awesome.
I'm known for.
He doesn't like to talk about it, but
He hadn't even brought it. I wouldn't have known if he didn't say it.
Hasn't said a word about it because he's like that.
That's awesome, Smitty. Congratulations.
I put on Facebook last night for my friends and family about it.
I saw it.
Well, yeah. To tell you the truth, I did.
He's running with it. Screw
I did.
that.
I wrote.
Screw that.
I wrote
Good
on.
for you for being proud of it. I'm going to disagree with everything Bill said today.
You should be proud of it.
I wrote on my post. I have known this for a while now, but I'm here to announce that I won the 2025 Les Devon Media Award from the Boilermaker, and it's going to be presented to me next Wednesday night at 5:30.
Who did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad he made the announcement.
You got to remind me because
I wouldn't have known.
That means we're all going to have to get out on a Wednesday night.
Yes.
So, okay. I don't know if you heard, but yeah.
Well, who are they giving the award to this year over
Davey.
at the Boilermaker?
Davey.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, Jeff.
Congratulations.
Mike says perhaps you shouldn't have let off with that LA riot story. It seems to have put Jeff in a bad mood.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that.
Okay, hold on. We got a Mets fan who's got an issue with you now. I think he doesn't like you because of your take on that. Are we getting into messages?
What
or
is
heading to break?
my take on what?
The LA riots. It was Bill Morehouse.
Listen, of course he doesn't like my take on that. Listen, I'm telling you, it's bad now. They had it under control. This is a moment for Trump to create a spectacle, to get away from all of that horrible Putin news from the week before and the bad news with Elon Musk. It completely stole the news cycle. This is classic Trump. It's a wonder he didn't call it in using his publicist. You know, the guy who's really him but goes under another name and kind of changes his voice a little bit.
So do you think the people who are rioting and throwing all those rocks at police and setting cars on fire, do you think they're trying to help Trump? They went, he needs us now.
I do not think that. I think that with the...
So they were probably going to do that anyway.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
They weren't going to do that?
No, look at it logically. You know what I'm saying.
No, they weren't going to. They weren't going to do that, Bill. They weren't going to throw those rocks at the LA Police Department.
I'm saying I will end here. I completely disagree with you on this story, and you're making it a simple issue when it's far more complex. Something Bill Morehouse would not be able to probably
It all goes
follow.
back to Trump. Everything is his fault. We wouldn't have
is,
even had a civil war or a country had it not been for Donald Trump.
Let us understand who sent in the National Guard, who sent in the Marines.
Yeah, no, he did.
So it's relevant. Thank you.
No, I'm not saying it's not relevant. But
perhaps you shouldn't have led with the LA riot story. It's put Jeff in a mood. I think
did.
you're right, Mike. I think you're right. Well, now you read it. Andrew would be the surprise guest. I don't think it would be that much of a surprise if Andrew were the surprise guest. Probably true because he's been in the studio. And perhaps as a finale for the 100th anniversary, you get let go. You get let go. Well, that, I think, is probably coming. It's only a matter of time, Mike, and I thank you for that.
To celebrate our 100th anniversary, the station is for sale.
Actually, no. At that point, it'd be like, we've sold.
Yeah,
It was a fire sale, and you're not going to believe how quickly it sold. Wayne, hope we don't find Jeff in Cleveland at a girls' bowling tournament. No, I think you're going to stick around here. This is kind of a
Why would I do that?
Stefan reference, I think.
The comment about softball, right?
Chuck Lester this morning, go Mets, although I think he is a Yankees fan, and the Yankees won last night as well. And I have many more, far more offensive comments on YouTube that I'll get to coming up here this morning. People of all ages can experience any level of discomfort in the knees and the hips and the back, all stemming from, I'm quizzing you now,
Old age?
foot issues.
Oh, right.
And you'd be surprised. I went in and did the free fitting where you do the test walk, and you walk on this padding, which actually is almost like an ink blotter type thing. When you press down, it shows where your step is going, what your step should look like, and what your step looks like.
Okay.
And
is that called pronation? I think that's called pronation.
Is that what
pronate I believe if your feet aren't equally level and equal with your walk, your step, the roll of your foot is called pronation.
They probably told me that. However, whenever I go to the doctors now, I always bring my wife along because I can never remember what they tell me. So at least if she's there, but she wasn't, so I can't tell you. But I bet it was exactly what they said. So the step was off, and they said, we need to improve your step. If you notice, your arch is, you have an arch problem, and it will cause pain. It'll go up your legs into your hips, into your shoulders, and even in your neck. So be aware. That's the Good Feet store, and it's a free test walk. No obligation, personalized fitting, and if you choose to move forward, it's a 3-step system. Strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. They say you're exercising when in reality, you're just walking. You put in these arches into your regular shoes, and you're basically just walking. So you start with 15 minutes on one, half an hour on the other, and an hour on the third one. And you continue to do that as each day goes on. You lengthen the process, and you're strengthening muscles, tendons, and ligaments in the feet and getting rid of pain. Go to the Good Feet store for details, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. You can call them for an appointment, 315-999-3910, but you do not need an appointment. You can just simply call them or visit. I should say you can just simply visit without an appointment. And here we go. If you're in need of concrete driveways and sidewalks, repairs on chimneys or stone walls or block walls, garage floors, etc., they have you covered at Brank Construction. All of your masonry and concrete needs, Brank Construction. Call 315-894-3481. Brank Construction. Got a break. And I have much more to get to here this morning, a whole bunch more. And we'll do it next to WIBX.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Whitesboro and Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp. And this summer, we're running a summer school. But don't worry, this one's way more fun. It's for teens and college students, 16 and up, who are home for the summer and ready to get stronger, healthier, and more confident fast. High energy workouts, a positive vibe, and the results to match. All in a fun, supportive environment. Spots are limited, so grab yours today. Summer school at Whitesboro and Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp, where we make sweat and success go hand in hand.
Ferris Commercial Mowers set the bar with racing-inspired patented full suspension and integrated cutting decks so you can go faster, cut better, and not get beat up. Ferris Experience Suspension. Take advantage of the best financing and prices of the year. Visit us at whitesfarmsupply.com.
We're the power in power equipment. White's Farm Supply.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Now through June 30th, get up to $120 off 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires instantly at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair Centers. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today online at tallmanstire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See store for details.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
I hope you stayed away from that thing.
I did.
Yeah. So
What,
yesterday,
the award, he's supposed to accept it. He's so proud to receive it. You're telling
I'm
him not to
taking it
go.
away from him. I'm taking it away from him. I'll go accept it for you. Listen, the fact is, let me see if I can bring you in. The fact is, yesterday you were here at the radio. Explain what happened there, Davey.
So I'm usually here until about, with my new position, I'm usually here till about 3 o'clock now every day.
Yeah, long day.
So I went home real quick to do some stuff, and then I had to come back because I got a phone call that says meet somebody, so which I did go meet.
Okay.
I had to give them some paperwork that I ran off for them.
Side details.
So and then you called and asked me if I was near the station.
Additional
so I pulled
sign.
in here.
Yeah.
You know why the dumpster's over here?
Yeah.
We had a big puddle from the rain yesterday.
A lot of rain.
So I quickly I was still in my car. I just looked. It's a fox. Foxes don't come out during the day unless it's rabid or something wrong with them. They only come out at night. But let me tell you something.
They only come out at night.
This fox looked
really bright.
Fox
Fox will come out during the daytime. Yeah, usually was it howling?
No. It looked sick or
mangy. It looked mangy.
Yeah.
Mangy.
It looked kind of rabid.
Yeah, was it frothing at the mouth?
No.
But it was drinking. There's a lot of water out there. You got to drink in our parking lot? I don't think so. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you do then?
Nothing. I stayed in my car and went, whew, get out of here. And then I came back into
Did it leave? Did it run away? Okay.
Yes.
There is a fox in my neighborhood that I don't know if it's rabid or not. I haven't seen it, but I hear it often. It's out at night, but it barks. It makes a barking noise.
They'll bark and they'll squeal. They'll also squeal. And that might be a coy dog, too. That's also possible.
Maybe. My neighbors claim that it is a fox.
Fox will also make a squealing sound, which is an alert to, because I thought I had a rabid fox during the middle of the day in our backyard, and it was making this squealing sound. And so what do you do if it's rabid? You're supposed to call the police. At least call 911 and they'll send somebody.
Well, isn't that going to make it worse if the cops show up?
Okay. There you go. What you do is you call the police and then they send in tanks and nuclear
And then
weapons.
the Marines come.
The Marines come, and then all of a sudden,
The National Guard,
you
too.
surround them, and all of a sudden it turns into the rabid fox feels like it's cornered.
They'll be riding out on River Road coming tonight.
The fox star. And you remember the old days of radio? Wasn't there someone known as the Fox that rocks? She was a DJ here, the Fox that rocks.
Well, we used to have a part-time DJ on 98.7. He worked at, when it was New York Z, Gordy Fox. We called him the Fox Without Socks.
Okay, that's a little different.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, creepy.
Don't want to be in that studio.
Mm-hmm. This was the female. She was the Fox that rocks. That was the line that they would always use. I can't remember who it was.
Let me see if...
Might be in there. You might be able to find that. Central New York Radio, the Fox that rocks. Somebody would know. Let's see. Richard piping in here this morning, bright and early. Tell Jeff and Morehouse that if they don't think Trump stirred the pot on purpose, then today isn't Wednesday. He wants to get matters worse in California. Will now escalate all over the country. Trump is bleeping. I can't say it on the air. I'm sorry, I can't say it on the air. And I hate to say, but I am in agreement with Richard on the fact that this escalated and created a whole moment. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But it could have been handled it should have been allowed to be handled by police. And then if it got so far out of control, then you could come in and say, look at all of what's happening. This is why we had to come in. I just think he acted too quickly. My opinion, I know it'll get everybody up and rolling. I'll get all these phone calls in the middle of the night, text messages. One of the worst things I ever did was give some people my personal information. Because I'll get these calls like in text messages in the middle of the night or in the middle of the afternoon when I'm trying to eat. Did you find the Fox that rocks?
No, I did. I did, but not a local one. It's 107.9 The Fox, number one for classic rocks, the Fox that really rocks.
Well, that's the radio station. Right?
Yes,
the Fox that rocks. Let's see, a couple of stories. I don't know if you had a chance to. Excuse me, 57. Oh, we're over. I'll just go right to the top. You want me to do that? All right. An elementary school principal in Florida is skydiving because his school crushed an accelerated reading challenge. Now, one would say this isn't really a big deal, but apparently the principal is deathly afraid of skydiving. And it could end. It could end deathly, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
It could end in death. Here's Principal Matt Dyer talking about what a great job his students did and why he is skydiving.
We've had me sleep on top of the building before and have the kid waving to the kids as they leave on the weekend. Highs in the face. We've done water balloons.
Our kids got the 25,000 reading points, so this is their gift. You jumping out of an airplane. Congratulations, kids.
My wife, not quite as excited about that skydiving experience. And the excitement that you get to see on their faces.
You know, the wife immediately was like, well, let's just make sure your insurance is all up to par here, right? Yeah. I did a skydiving event live on the radio probably 30 years ago, and when we had a bag phone, I was all
jumped
worried.
Out of a plane?
Jumped out of a plane, and we did it live on the radio. It was a pretty wild, scary moment. I have never done it again. Got a break. We have news coming up. Top of the hour. It's next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
An overnight curfew is in effect in downtown Los Angeles. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It'll last 2 more hours.
A necessary measure to protect lives and safeguard property following several consecutive days of growing unrest throughout the city.
L.A. Police Chief Jim McDonnell, when it went into effect last night to quell the protests over illegal immigration raids, Fox's Jeff Paul was there.
10 minutes after curfew kicked in, we all sort of got a little nervous because there were so many people still out, and then all of a sudden you see a huge group of officers, some on horses, others in squad cars, and they cleaned out that area in minutes.
And there were nearly 200 arrests, mainly for curfew violations. Some of the Marines President Trump has deployed will arrive in L.A. today to join thousands of National Guard troops protecting federal buildings and agents after the protest destruction that has included businesses vandalized and looted. And President Trump warns protesters.
Oh, the military will be very happy for us. I'm very proud to tell you that. They might as well turn around. They're wasting their time. Some of them will end up in jail for a long period of time.
But California's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom is challenging the federal troop deployment in court.
Democracy is under assault before our eyes.
A federal judge will hold a hearing on the governor's lawsuit tomorrow. More protests are popping up in more places.
Major cities like Seattle and Chicago are also facing similar anti-ICE protests. And in New York City, police arrested more than 80 protesters. And with reports that these protests could continue to spread, Texas Governor Greg Abbott isn't taking any chances. He's deploying the National Guard to San Antonio.
Fox's Brooke Singman, a congresswoman's been indicted over a skirmish outside an immigration detention center in New Jersey last month. Monica McIver, a Democrat charged with assaulting an officer. She calls it all political and baseless. 2 empty cells on death row in Florida and in Alabama. Anthony Wainwright got a lethal injection, and then an hour later, another convicted murderer was suffocated in Alabama. Gregory Hunt got a nitrogen gas execution. America's listening to...
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/policy. That's ethos.com/policy.
Well, as President Trump deploys federal troops to Los Angeles, he kicks off celebrating the Army's 250th birthday at Fort Bragg before a big military parade in Washington this coming Saturday on his own 79th birthday.
President Trump watched a military display of rocket launchers, paratroopers, and F-15 flyovers before addressing Army soldiers at Fort Bragg in North Carolina.
For our adversaries, there's no greater fear than
the United States Army. They all fear us.
The president also paid tribute to National Guard troops and U.S. Marines activated to respond to violent protests in L.A.
Under the Trump administration, this anarchy will not stand.
The Marine Corps Commandant told lawmakers Marines have not yet responded to protest sites, but only would protect federal officials and property and will not have arrest authority. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Now, the president just posted on Truth Social a few minutes ago, a federal appeals court has ruled in his favor on tariffs, writing they can be used for the U.S. to protect itself against other countries, calling it a great and important win. This after an initial trade court ruling that the president had exceeded his authority with many tariffs that he imposed on imports. Now, this comes after 2 days of trade talks with China in London, led by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
We have had 2 days of the productive talks. They are ongoing. My colleagues, Secretary Lechnick and Ambassador Breer, are going to be continuing as needed with the Chinese delegation.
Now, this comes after negotiations last month in Geneva that led to a big reduction in the massive tariffs imposed by the U.S. and China on each other that had halted a lot of the trade between the. On Wall Street, stock futures are down the day after gains. The Dow rose 105 points. The Nasdaq went up 123. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. I'm Megan Stone with your news update, brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. 57 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Your full WIBX Weather Center forecast is coming up right after this. A convicted sex offender is back behind bars after being accused of committing another disturbing crime. Authorities claim on Sunday, 33-year-old Ryan Pontello used candy to lure a 5-year-old girl he didn't know from a playground at a North Syracuse apartment complex into a wooded area. Pontello allegedly sexually assaulted the child before she escaped and was able to tell someone what happened. It's believed Pontello may have more victims, and anyone with information is asked to come forward. Rome police are investigating a fatal accident that happened in the city. Authorities say the collision happened at the Black River Boulevard and East Pine Street intersection. The crash, which was between a motorcycle and a sport utility vehicle, resulted in the death of the motorcycle operator. Authorities say the man driving the bike, identified as Logan Kerber, was pronounced dead at Rome Health due to the extent of his injuries. Police are determining the cause of the crash and are asking any witnesses to come forward by calling 315-339-7744 or dialing the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers at 866-730-8477. There will be several protests across central New York this Saturday against President Donald Trump. These protests are called No Kings rallies, and they'll take place outside Fort Stanwix's National Monument in Rome and at the Hamilton Village Green. Rally organizers say anyone is invited to protest about the state of America's democracy, and the rallies are part of a nationwide movement as a day of action against what they're calling increasing authoritarianism from the current administration. Counter-protests and demonstrations are also expected in the same area that same day. Nearly a year after a tornado ripped through Rome, Connected Community Schools received a donation to help with recovery efforts. The money comes from the Upper New York Conference of the United Methodist Church. Connected Community Schools is an organization that's helped the community rebuild following this disaster, and these funds will be used toward continuing that work. Anyone interested in making a donation can visit the UNY Storm Relief Fund website. And former White House aide Steve Bannon is calling for a probe into Elon Musk. Bannon said President Trump's administration should launch a special counsel investigation into Musk after last week's public fallout. The former aide believes the administration should pull the security clearance for the drugs, temporarily investigate the whole drug situation, which is in reference to a New York Times report laying out alleged drug use by Musk. The report detailed the alleged drug use during the months leading up to the 2024 election and his time working in the administration. However, Musk has dismissed the reporting and criticized the Times. Your WIBX News Time, 7:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
I'm sure you figured it out by now. The haze is Canadian wildfire smoke. The good news, though, we're going to string together under weak high pressure some dry weather here over the next several days. But guess what? Yeah, some showers for the weekend. So hazy sunshine and actually comfortable early this afternoon, a comfortable 78. Tonight, some clouds late 60. That'll break out into sunshine tomorrow, 75. Friday, sunshine, 75. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, it's 57 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Let's take a look at sports. Broadcasting from the IBEW 43 local sports desk, the NBA Finals are set to continue in Indianapolis. The Indiana Pacers hosting Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 3. The best-of-7 series is tied 1-1 following a dominant 123-107 victory by the Thunder in Game 2 on Sunday. Pacers star guard Tyrese Halliburton said that he will not be limited by a lower leg issue in Game 3 after leaving Sunday's post-game press conference with a notable limp. Both franchises are searching for their first NBA championship title. The Panthers prowling back-to-back wins. Florida leads the Stanley Cup Final 2-1. They host Edmonton for Game 4 on Thursday night. The Oilers, they are licking their wounds after being blown out in Game 3. Edmonton has dropped back-to-back games for the first time since losing games 1 and 2 in the first round to the Los Angeles Kings. Only one team in NHL history has recovered from being down 3-1 in the Stanley Cup Final. The Mets walked off the Nationals with a 5-4 victory in 10 innings from Queens. Jeff McNeil drove the game-winning run with an RBI single in the bottom of the 10th. New York leading the NL East. After winning 4 in a row, they continue their 3-game series tonight, and the Yankees finally snapping their 2-game skid after blowing out the Royals 10-2 in their series opener. Aaron Judge went 2 for 5 with a 2-run homer and 3 runs batted in. New York is leading the AL East, and they continue their 3-game set tonight. The Giants, they're going to be linking up with their neighbors before their preseason battle. Both New York teams will be holding a pair of joint practices before meeting at MetLife Stadium on August 16th. One practice will be held at the Jets facility in Florham Park, and the other will be at the Giants facility in East Rutherford. And one member of the Jets, they're looking forward to facing a former teammate in the first week of the season. Defensive end Jermaine Johnson, who is recovering from Achilles surgery, said he has been in touch with Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers about their battle in Week 1. Johnson ruptured his right Achilles last season and is expected to be healthy for the start of the regular season. Rodgers, he's agreed to sign with Pittsburgh after spending the last 2 seasons with New York. Your WIBX News Time, 7-11, 57 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
All right, coming up, Davey, Hobica's free money question of the day is worth how much money this morning? We'll do it at 7:35.
$200.
$200 on the line. We had a $150 winner to start off the week. We'll do it from the Hobica Law Firm coming up at 7:35. Jimmy Falla, Fox Across America and the Fox News Saturday Night show. Davey, you got it all set? You're good? He's on this morning at like 7:40.
Yeah, my buddy.
Your buddy, Jimmy. GPO Federal Credit Union is here to help you plant the seeds for a stronger financial future here in the month of June. Thinking about buying your first car, or you know someone interested in a first car purchase. No cosigner, no problem. Their first-time auto buyer loan option is designed to help somebody hit the road with confidence. Ready to put down roots, whether you're looking for a house for the first time, you have family that is buying for the very first time, or you're looking to upgrade or downsize. They have you covered every step of the way. Building credit and building savings. Save and Boost Credit Loan helps you do both with on-time payments and improve your score while growing your savings. And this month only, GPO is offering free credit reviews at all branch locations. No appointment needed. Stop in and get real guidance on how to build or repair your credit. GPO, they're not just about accounts and rates. They're about helping you grow personally, financially, for life. GPO Federal Credit Union, your journey, their commitment, federally insured by NCUA membership eligibility required. See the branch or gpofcu.com for all of the details. There you go. 7:13 at WIBX.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code DRIVE for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code DRIVE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code DRIVE.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and servicing Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Flag Day is June 14th, and the Frigo Agency and NYCM Insurance are celebrating with a flag exchange. Show your patriotism by flying a beautiful new American flag. Bring in your old, worn-out American flag to the Frigo Agency, 136 Clinton Road, Route 12B in New Hartford on Thursday, June 12th and Friday, June 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and exchange it for a brand new one. They'll handle the proper, respectful disposal of the worn flags. Don't have a flag? Just stop in. They'll give you one. While supplies last, one per household, please.
Now through June 30th, get up to $120 off 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires instantly at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair Centers. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today online at tallmanstire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See store for details.
No one wants to leave behind stress for their family. That's why a trust or a will is so important. Without one, your assets might go to the wrong people or leave out loved ones. Also, probate is long, expensive, and often avoidable with a revocable trust. Trustandwill.com makes it simple to create a personalized estate plan. A trust or will provides clarity and peace of mind. Get 20% off on your estate plan documents by visiting trustandwill.com/radio.
Are you at the point where you are just feeling stuck with your health and fitness journey and you don't know where or how to begin? Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp, and I can help you focus on a solution instead of the problem. At Fit Body Bootcamp in Whitesboro and Clinton, we will help you by providing fat-burning 30-minute workouts and an effective nutrition program. Your time is now. Come join us where we inspire fitness and change lives. And remember, you're just one phone call away from living your best life.
Hi, this is Ted Cruz. Join Ben Ferguson and me each weekend for Verdict. We take you behind the scenes for the ultimate insider show. We will bring you the latest news and commentary on everything that's going on in Washington, D.C. with the most up-to-date news and reaction. Your ultimate D.C. insider's guide. Tune in to Verdict with Ted Cruz each and every week with Ben Ferguson.
Airing Sundays at 8 a.m.
Verdict with Ted Cruz. Same time, same channel.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. Good morning. Jeff Manaske in as a guest host here this morning. Last night, Jeff, the New York Mets, Yankees break a 2-game losing streak. They win last night. And the Mets have now won 8 of their last 10. Another game, they go into the 9th inning down by 2 runs. They tie it up and then win in the 10th.
That's fantastic. I'll say we had a stretch there. The Mets had a stretch there where I think we went 3-10 or 2-10.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember who we were playing.
I thought we were in trouble.
I started thinking that as well, but they've certainly turned things around again.
You know, the bats were terrible, and Soto doing nothing. But that's when everybody was. I mean, nobody was really hitting. Even Pete Alonso was on a pretty rough streak there. But that's all done now. Let's hope there'll be another slump, I would assume, through the season. Let's hope that we stay strong in those important August, September, October months. And I thought, I guess I'll get into this coming up in a second. Let me start with this one. 100. We are halfway through the year, and Consequence.com has come up with a list of the top 100 songs of the year so far. Now, you're out driving every day. Do you ever put on music and it just keeps you moving along, right? So you would say you keep up with maybe you're hip.
No, I'm not.
Are you listening to
my hip hurts a lot of times, but I'm not hip. No.
Are you listening to classic rock or are you listening to?
I usually listen to my
You have a playlist.
I have
the Let's Get This Stuff Delivered Fast playlist.
Yeah.
Okay. I have the 3 top songs of the year 2025, Part A.
You have audio?
I'm going to play audio.
Because I won't know the names. I'll recognize the song.
That's okay. Tell me if you recognize the songs. We're starting with number 3. Here we go.
It's near, tear, taking focus off the horizon.
Is this Christian rock?
No. That is Perfume Genius, and the name of the song is It's a Mirror. That is the 3rd hottest song so far of 2025.
That's the first time I've heard it.
All right, here is the 2nd hottest song so far of 2025.
This is Lady Gaga, of course.
Lady Gaga. Yeah, that's a big one. You know that one. And, of course, the words are, you're probably wondering, the words are abracadabra, ta-ta-ta, pa-pa-pa-ta-ta. Those are the words to the song.
Okay.
Pretty sure. At least that's what the hell it sounds like. But that's the number 2 song of 2025. I've
heard it, but only a couple times.
I've heard that one. I hear that one all the time. Here we go with number 1. This is supposed to be the biggest song of 2025 currently. I'll bet both you and I have never even heard of it.
Checking in.
Here we go. This is number 1 for this first part of the year. Here we go.
That's great.
When a girl feels good, she'll know. That is FKA Twigs. When a girl feels good, she'll know.
So
hey,
I'm
now.
not familiar with the group or the song, although I will tell you the music playing in the background sounds like something that came off a production CD for radio in the mid-'90s under the category sci-fi.
I think you're right. And then I got to tell you that 4th of July, I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to go? So when we go to the Citi Field to see a game, we'll go down, and I always go to like SeatGeek and these places. You can get some unbelievable deals on like box seats. Like you can sit right behind home plate or just to the right of home plate in the Clover Club section. And
when have you ever sat just to the right of anything? So it's another political
that
reference.
was good. It could have been right to the left. I don't know. I always go to the right. It's really weird. It's kind of maybe it's how you drive, right? You stay, but I'm always in the left lane on the throughway. I don't know. It's crazy.
Believe it.
So, so listen. Those seats you can usually pick up, like really good seats. You can usually pick up for like $130, $150 a piece.
Okay.
160 maybe, and you're getting all club access. They come to your table or they come to your seat, and you can order food, you can order drinks and everything. Right now, I was looking at the seats behind home plate, and I found 4 really good seats behind home plate for the Yankees 4th of July weekend, Yankees-Mets at Citi Field, for $13,000 a piece.
There's no way that
the seats that we sat in for $160, my wife and I, a piece. Because I'm like, this is going to be a cool experience. That's not bad. $160. That's very expensive, but it's not bad, right? Because you get food with it. By the time you're done, you're
salmon, lobster, right?
13. You can get anything you want.
Unlimited non-alcoholic beverages.
13. That not so much.
No.
13. Not in if you're in the suite, yes, but this is outside the suite.
Oh, okay.
$13,000 a ticket.
That's incredible, and it's amazing to me. Someone's going to pay
and this
that.
is July. It's the last Yankees Mets until, of course, the World Series, when we'll go back into I think maybe the chances are good of a potential Subway Series again. Wouldn't that be something?
Boy, that's outrageous. That much.
In studio is the program manager for the Kirkland Arts Center. Her name is Madden Lamont. Let me make sure I get her up in the right mic.
I didn't move that too much.
No, I think we're good.
She's good.
Madden, good morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Were you named after? I wonder if you were named after John Madden.
This is not the first time I've gotten this question.
Is it true?
No, it is not.
Give us the where'd your name come from?
So actually, all 3 of my names, first, middle, and last, are last names. So all named after people.
Okay, all named after people, but not
the football player.
The football player, John Madden. Okay, cool. All right. Well, you are with the Kirkland Arts Center, and there's a lot of things. And this is that time of year. It's June. Mm-hmm. And there are parents and grandparents out there right now thinking, oh, my God, these stinking pieces of garbage are going to be in my house in about 2 weeks. So we're talking about your grandchildren, your children. There are things that they could to keep them busy, right?
Yes.
And that's what we're talking about.
Yes, and I would like to say the Kirkland Arts Center does not think that those kids
They're
are garbage.
No.
Right.
No.
We love having them.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Yes.
But you give it a couple of hours. I'm just saying. No, I'm sure they're all wonderful kids. And and to have programs like this, not only is it fun for the kids and all that, but they can be very educational as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Explain what you guys are offering.
Yeah, so this summer we have 5 camps right now that are all open for registration on our website. We have a space camp, which is science and art. We have a Canva camp, which is a great graphic design camp for kids. We have a garden pottery, a theater camp that is a full week and ends with a presentation at the end, and then a textiles camp. So that's all fabric, sewing, embroidery. So we really try to have something for everyone.
And the textiles thing, I have a couple of comments. Textiles, really cool because it is a major part of our history.
Absolutely.
We were a major hub when it came to manufacturing textiles.
Mm-hmm.
Here, in fact, I did a whole bit of research on the Utica Harbor, which is now Harbor Point, and the reason that was built, the canal on the second phase of the Erie Canal, which they called the Barge Canal, it went a little bit to the north as opposed to coming into the city. So in order for us to easily get our textiles out to that main east-west thoroughfare, the Erie Canal or Barge Canal, we created the harbor and a lock. It's the only one in the entire lock system where there's a lock going into a city in Utica. And, of course, that lock is not being used right now. Nonetheless, it was textiles. Very cool.
Yeah.
It's a great future trivia question.
It's coming up. It's coming up, so I hope you remember. And then the other thing that I thought very interesting is the Canva camp.
Yes.
Now, I know this is for children, but if you look at some of the Canva work done in this building, I got to tell you, we could all use a course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And I think I use it for my job. It's a useful tool for high school students, college students, anyone. And you can do anything from make a background to your phone, a poster for your bedroom, or a presentation for school. It's so
it's
broad.
Really, and it's easy to use.
Yes,
right?
and it's fun.
Yeah.
Like all these camps, we're just trying to give the kids some fun.
Fun, and it gives them a little bit of insight as well.
Is there a restriction or requirement that you live in a county, a city, or a certain community, and what is the cost associated?
Nope. There's no restriction location-wise. It's more just if you want, you have to drive yourself. Your parents have to drive. Grandparents. Prices range depending on the classes. Our most general class is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 hours each day, and then it's $130. So.
And what time of day?
From 10 to 1. So it's right kind of mid-help any way we can.
What's the website again?
www.kacny.com.
KACNY.com. We're doing some planning for
well, this is
my
a good
little
idea.
guys' summer activities.
There you go.
I think these are really great ideas. And the nice part is it's not like you're sending them off to camp far away. Yeah. We took my daughter went to camp one time and she hated it. And we should have known because it was terrible. This is actually a terrible story. I probably shouldn't even tell it. But on the day we were going, this is a far away camp. So we had to drive a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And we get there and we pull in and there's this, all of a sudden now there's special meetings. And we'd never seen that before. And someone was severely injured on riding a horse. Well, so that should have been the clue that this was not going to go well because people were crying. It was just a disaster. Now, that's why staying home, doing it right close to home is a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I think anyway. So
Excellent.
sorry I brought that story in there. Jack will be talking to you on the way out of here. Like, I just wish you wouldn't have brought up that story about the camp in the North Country.
It's KACNY.com again is the
You're
website.
bringing it back home. Thank you.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, Madden Lamont, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Let me break, and coming up, we'll update news and then do WIBBX's free money question of the day. Jimmy Falla, Fox Across America, coming up, along with WIBBX's free money question on WIBX.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
It's Amerique Credit Union's 75th anniversary, and our high-rate checking account has an unprecedented rate worth celebrating. Get started at amerique.org/high-rate.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone with your news update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica, Commercial Drive, Yorkville. A Syracuse and a Utica man were arrested on a series of weapons charges. Utica police say they conducted a vehicle stop by the Albany and Elizabeth Street intersection on Monday. A search of the vehicle yielded a corner knot baggie containing contraband, a considerable amount of other suspected narcotics, and a loaded 9mm handgun. Authorities arrested 22-year-old Isaiah Parker of Syracuse and 31-year-old Sharif Robinson of Utica. Both face numerous weapons and narcotics charges. The man who killed Utica teenager Bianca Devins and posted pictures of her body online had his appeal to overturn his guilty plea denied. 27-year-old Brandon Clark aimed to overturn his plea to second-degree murder and face a sentence of 25 years to life in prison. Clark pleaded guilty in February 2020 to killing Devins in 2019 when he was 17, and he was sentenced in March 2021. He petitioned the New York State Appellate Division to reverse the plea, claiming his plea was involuntary due to poor advice from his defense counsel. The Appellate Division added the sentence Clark received was not unduly harsh or severe. He is up for parole in 2044. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is speaking out against removing the name of an Albany war hero from a U.S. Army training post. President Donald Trump says he's changing Fort Johnson in Louisiana, which was renamed back in 2023 in honor of Medal of Honor recipient Sergeant Henry Johnson, back to Fort Polk. Schumer believes this move is a vile insult to Johnson's memory and heroic patriotism. He went on to say the Trump administration should be ashamed and immediately reverse this decision. And Bruce, the bat dog of the Rochester Red Wings, is getting his call up to the big leagues. He's going to make his Major League Baseball debut Saturday during a game between the Washington Nationals and Miami Marlins. Once he's done, Bruce will return to his current role at Innovative Field. Red Wings general manager Dan Mason says he's always known Bruce was destined for the majors. He made his first appearance in Rochester last year and has fetched 43 bats already this season. Your Weather Center forecast is next. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
I'm sure you figured it out by now. The haze is Canadian wildfire smoke. The good news, though, we're going to string together under weak high pressure. Some dry weather here over the next several days. But guess what? Yeah, some showers for the weekend. So hazy sunshine and actually comfortable early this afternoon, a comfortable 78. Tonight, some clouds late 60. That'll break out into sunshine tomorrow, 75. Friday, sunshine, 75. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we are looking at some sunshine and 59 degrees, almost breaking that 60-degree mark here this morning as we go into a pretty nice couple of days, which we're not really all that used to, Manaski.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Is that your Nixon? Oh, that's your fingers crossed. It looked like
fingers crossed.
Oh, he does the peace. He did the peace sign.
No, yeah, I was
Not
crossing those two fingers.
Fingers crossed. Oh, fingers are crossed. The war will end. That's my Nixon. That was really terrible. I wish I hadn't even done it. You can't take it back, though, can you?
No. Can I squeeze in a point on Trump and something going on the left coast?
Sure.
I've seen this 3 times now, and I've seen it. It's not the same soundbite that's being played on different shows or on different networks. At least on 3 different occasions, I think it was 3 days in a row, when asked about Gavin Newsom, Trump prefaces his comments with, "He's a very good guy. Like him a lot. We used to be friends. We used to get along. Maybe we still will." But I just can't think of anybody else that he is so hesitant to just throw bricks at. You know what I mean? Like most people, he just horrible person, horrible leader, terrible leadership.
I'd love to give you my take on this, because if you see Trump in person talking about Newsom, or if Trump is with Newsom, it's very cordial. But where it gets ugly, like I think he calls him like New Stupid or whatever. I forget what his nickname is for him.
New Scum? But somebody else had New
Scum. And New like Scum. Yeah. But it's always from the middle of the night onto his social is when he rips into him with nicknames and all the other stuff. But during regular times, he doesn't. So he seems to be more apt to insult via the keyboard than he is, except for Biden. I think Biden's always, he doesn't even know where he is, all that stuff.
But I mean, he doesn't hold back on AOC or Schumer or anything.
No, that's true.
Schumer's a great leader. Love to work with him. I used to, but not anymore. He does. It stands out to me that he is hesitant to throw personal criticism at Newsom. Now, I don't think there should be room for that in politics, but he does it to everybody.
He did say, I think it'd be kind of funny if Newsom was arrested. I think that would be kind of funny.
I think it'd be funny, a good joke.
But I like him. I still like him. Unless I'm in the middle of the night on True Social, then I think he's scum.
I think we're going to be good friends someday. I'll be his VP.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Anyway, very interesting to watch all of this. And we'll be speaking with Jimmy Falla coming up in a second. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. The Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, and they're accepting new patients as we speak. If you're in need of a new family doctor, you're having issues with whatever, and you may need a new doctor, they're accepting new patients. If you're in need of a second opinion, which I highly suggest, you've been told you have A, B, or C, and you want a second opinion, one of those places where you can get an awesome second opinion is the Falcon Clinic. Call them today at 315, which is where one of the places that I went for a second opinion on my L word, the L word, leukemia. Have you been tested for hepatitis C? It's prevalent in baby boomers, 100% curable. Dr. Schmemells is Hep C certified. Call today, 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. All right, Ward this morning, very interesting article in today's Post-Standard regarding how the migrant farm worker system works in New York State.
Those are legal. They're legally here.
Not always. Oftentimes they've overstayed their this is the problem.
Okay, so they come here legally, though. It's an understanding they're coming to work.
But that is, right now it was announced that in California, ICE is going into the migrant farmer country. That was a story in the New York Times today, that they are now moving into the migrant farm worker area of California. Because a lot of these have overstayed their visas, but they're working. Their kids are in school systems, the whole 9 yards, and that is the problem that we're having in New York State. So what farmers, I've heard from farmers is, this needs to be fixed. We can't lose these workers. We have to fix the system. So that's what the story is about. Clearly spells out how the system, as Ward says, works or not. And the bind puts farmers in. I'm sure Farmer Ben, Sheriff Rob Mashel, Joe Griffo would have more insight into the issue, something you might want to look at and check out in today's Post-Standard.
These migrant workers are the worst of the worst. They're picking rotten onions from the ground.
Yeah, I mean, whereas everybody else, the good workers, are picking the good onions. These guys will pick anything.
The worst.
Slimy, rotten onions. It's terrible. All right, let's do WIBBX's free money question of the day. It is worth $200. And, Davey, we're looking for caller number one.
Caller number 5. So one quick thing. When Madden was in, she didn't give the website. I was corrected. It's kac.org to register.
KAC.org. KAC.org. KAC.org.
So caller number 7 for the free
money.
money.
Seventh caller right now. 315-736-0186. Seventh caller right now. Your chance to win right now from WIBBX and WIBX.
Now through June 30th, get up to $120 off 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires instantly at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair Centers. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today online at tallmanstire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See store for details.
Scott and Jill here from New York Sash. You know, Scott, Father's Day has me thinking about all the ways you take care of our home. Mowing the grass, keeping it safe, and of course, hiring the right home improvement company.
Choosing the right contractor is no easy job. That's why I'm proud to say that New York Sash delivers worry-free remodeling. Call us once and you'll have our dedication every step of the way for your window, siding, bath, or door project.
I want to give our customers extra peace of mind for Father's Day with a free Ring video doorbell to anyone who comes into our Idea and Design Center to schedule their home improvement project. No purchase necessary. Just take the time to learn how we can help you improve your home.
And how about a free home security system to anyone who makes a purchase, plus 15% off?
Father's Day is coming up, whether it's for your dad or just for yourself. Give the gift of a window, siding, bath, or door upgrade and choose worry-free remodeling from New York Sash.
And we'll treat you to a video doorbell, security system, and 15% off only at New York Sash.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most?
At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together, we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. Coming up in a second, we'll speak with the one and only Jimmy Falla from Fox across America. Right now, it's time for Albeca's free money question of the day, and it's worth $200. And on the line right now is Sandy in Utica. Hi, Sandy. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You ready to go?
Yes, I am.
All right, you know the deal. You'll have 7 seconds to answer the question. If you have to guess, get a guess in there because you never know. You just never know. And it's worth $200 here, and you'll have 7 seconds to answer. I think this is done, right? I think I'm okay to go. It's just I'm working on my own little problems here. Okay, you'll have 7 seconds to answer. Are you ready? Yes. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Here we go. This Albany, New York paper wrapping company invented this in 1891. What is it?
Tissue paper?
Be specific. Tissue paper would be, a tissue would be what you stuff a gift with or
yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's close.
Is it wrapping paper?
It is not that either.
Okay.
It is an Albany.
Is it country paper?
Albany, New York.
R&B paper.
It's like what you give. So you put down the newspaper. What'd you put down for your cat and dog when they're
newspaper?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no.
Oh, okay.
No. That's not it. That's not it.
This Albany, New York paper wrapping company invented this. Imagine what life was like before 1891 without
bubble wrap. No.
Without, I do say guess, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine what life was like before 1891 without perforated toilet paper.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
The guy's name was Seth Wheeler, and he patented perforated. Prior to that, there was, way prior to that, you enjoyed the fall season. Let's just say that because of the falling leaves. But
not necessarily that there wasn't toilet paper, but the perforated paper.
This was as close to what we have today as they could get back then, and it was perforated. Yeah.
Yeah, he must be a millionaire, right?
I imagine he's dead. He was from 1891, but probably was.
Millionaires.
Yeah, probably was.
1891, you say, huh?
1891.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Smitty, any chance we can let Town Square know for the restrooms here that they now sell perforated toilet paper? Because you got to rip it yourself still.
Actually, I got to tell you, most places when you go, Sandy, to like a workplace like ours, they instead of getting like the really good stuff, you get the single ply toilet paper. At our place, I think it's half single ply. Like, you look at it and it just tears. It's just the worst in the world. And I think it really is trying to dissuade people from using the bathroom. So,
yeah,
right. I think it is. All right, we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card that you could use like we did. We used one last night at Aquavino. Love their food there, or Taylor and the Cook. Cookies, Q and Creamery, Babes, Nexus, the Adirondack Bank Center. Stand by, Davey's going to hook you up, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thomas Crapper invented
the John
was the toilet.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Was that really his last name?
I believe so. Yeah, look it up. Ladies and gentlemen, the man with the plan. He is just amazing. If you aren't watching, you should be on his Saturday night show.
I love his Saturday night show.
It's awesome. And, of course, each and every day at noon after the news here on WIBX. Across the nation, across America, Jimmy Falla, Fox Across America on the line right now. Good morning, James. Good morning.
Damn, I got to tell you, I was so excited. I was woken up with a phone call from executive producer Davey.
Yeah.
That is a big deal. Like, I'm singing the theme song from the Jeffersons over here. Davey's moving on up.
He's moving on up. Not only that, but do you know he's award-winning now?
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, pretty soon he's going to be able to afford to go in the back at Peepers.
Yeah. I don't think he'll ever get there, but not at this company, let me tell you.
I love it, though. Congrats to Davey. Congrats to me. One thing I just want to tell you really quick.
Yes.
So, Fox Across America, a show you guys are obviously instrumental in the growth of. You guys were an early adapter to the show.
Specifically Manaski, by the way.
Yes. Is that Manaski on the line?
He's guesting in this morning. Yep.
Wow, I didn't realize the bars weren't open for another hour in Utica. That shocks me. Kid Manaski, this is a big deal. Well, you're the guy, so perfect to have you on the line. So, Manaski picks up the show after some blackmail and low-level extortion attempts. I sent him a picture of his family sleeping, and he was like, fine, we'll air the show. And it worked in New York City this week. We launched on WOR. And
that's awesome.
I'm bringing it up, the reason I'm bringing it up is every voicemail right now is a woman from Staten Island who has my accent.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yelling at you.
Hey, Jim, it's Ange. I just want to say I love the freaking show.
Yeah.
Mechanic? Who is calling me? It's bizarre.
Yeah, can you imagine that in a neighborhood where everyone sounds like Janine Pirro? My gosh.
Everyone. Oh, yeah. Why? What's wrong with Judge Janine? That's what she's.
Well, and I got to tell you, that is what some of those neighborhoods are like. The outer boroughs of New York City. So,
but I had to explain to them that Utica is my home New York station.
We are
the OGs. So believe that.
We have claimed that we were one of the originals. And we never look back. It's just it's on. And even we got to begin talking a little bit about. I still every day I hear somebody saying, "When are you bringing Jimmy back?" It's hard. Let's just be honest. Can we be honest for a second? It is harder to get you up here because, and I know you don't like to brag about this, but you have become Mr. I mean, you're doing the show Saturday night. You're always on Fox News Channel. You've got it's harder to get you now than ever before, which is a good thing, but.
I'm going on tour with Hannity at the end of the month, which is psychotic. Do you know how exciting, like for me, like I was listening to Hannity in a taxi. So the idea that all these years later I can now sell his counterfeit autograph to my friends, like, that's a big deal. That's a jump, man, and I'm enjoying that. But no, what we got a gun for offline is I would think December, just because they're going to have. I'll be under house arrest August through November. So honestly, I'm not even on the road. I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be watching Lincoln play football.
That's awesome.
It's his senior year.
His senior year. This is his senior year
already.
Yeah, I know it went fast. But for my own sake, I need it to end because I'm down so much to the bookie right now. Like this started in T-ball. This has been 17 years of futile gambling efforts on this kid. It's not panning out. You know what, Manaski? The problem with everybody gets a trophy is not everybody learns to catch a ground ball under those pretenses. I'm out a lot of cash.
Manaski is an umpire. He's umping even high school games now. So,
wow, I did not know this. You're the guy getting yelled at by the white ladies with those thermoses that supposedly have coffee in them.
Oh yeah, they don't.
It's me.
Yeah,
I've got some stories, but I'm told I can't tell them on the air. So maybe sometime when you're in town, we'll grab a drink.
This makes my whole year, but continue. I'm sorry.
I do have to. And by the way, I don't want to ask which school your kid goes to because a lot of times we don't want people to know those things. But there is what is the school that's like fighting and Trump is coming to their rescue because they don't want to lose the Native American mascot. That is
Massapequa. And that is. So where I grew up in Levittown, Massapequa was like a few miles down the road. The Massapequa Chiefs is what they're trying to get rid of. Obviously, that's Hochul and the Native American mascot edict. But the one point, and I'm sure you guys have made it, is nobody chose a Native American mascot to mock their culture because that would be mocking themselves. You didn't run on the field dressed as the Chiefs to go, ha ha, what a bunch of jackasses. You
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the point. There's a nobility to calling yourself a chief. And if you don't believe me, ask Elizabeth Warren.
It's true.
It is. All right. Obviously, we're in crazy times, and the big birthday parade and the military parade is coming up on Saturday. You have the riots happening in the National Guard and the Marines happening in Los Angeles. These are crazy times, Jimmy.
Yeah, listen, but you know what? Father's Day right around the corner.
True.
And if anybody's looking for some easy gifts, the stolen iPads in L.A. are going fast.
That's right, they're going. What a great price you can get for those. It's really good.
Isn't it amazing? When I was a kid, you got the Sears catalog, and they're like, circle it, and you'll get something from Santa.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they send you the Newsom catalog, you circle it, and get something from looting. It's like a totally different world.
It's like the new department store.
My neighbor got deported, but I just got this new iPad.
This is awesome. It is. Yeah, it's crazy, and I don't know what it is about LA, but it's like somebody wins a championship. There's an excuse for us to break a window and go steal stuff.
Yeah,
I don't get
stupid. And listen, in this particular instance, 90% of these people are getting paid, 90%. 10% of them are migrants who just look around downtown LA and assume they've already been deported.
Right.
So they're mad, and this is an effort, and they do this a little bit on the left. They try to convince the world that a minority opinion is a majority opinion. They're doing that with women, men competing in women's sports. That's an 80-20 issue. 80-20. 80% of Americans don't want it happening. 20% do. And the left gets out there and takes these fights on and tries to convince people through, media efforts that, no, you don't understand. We're on the right side of history, but they're not.
Right.
And that's the bigger problem here. It's like they keep saying, well, Trump sending in the National Guard is inflaming tensions and making people act up. In what world should we be catering to people who don't know better than to pull themselves together when the machine guns get there? You know what I'm saying? We all grew up going to high school parties. You might have misbehaved at a high school party, but when the cops showed up, that's when you actually stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Or ran.
This idea that, Trump sends in the National Guard. Who in their right mind sees an army tank and goes, I've got it. We'll act out now.
I do wonder about that. I mean, and I guess they're shooting with bullets that won't kill you. They'll hurt, but they won't kill you. And I think that's what they're. I don't know. It's just such a mess.
It's gross. The whole thing's gross.
Yeah.
And despite all of that, his approval rating is up today in the Morning Consult poll.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because the majority of the people favor deportation. Do they want to see riots and looting? No. But hopefully, at some point, having a healthy respect for the law and the need to enforce it would be a good thing for the country.
It is going to be very interesting. It's funny because the minute the sun goes down, it always gets worse. But it's worse on the weekends when the sun goes down on Saturday and Sunday. And we're coming up on yet another weekend. So who knows?
Well, that's just guys who want to get laid. You get an extra turnout. Like, hey, babe, I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying?
You adding?
One more question. I think Karen Bass put in a curfew last night. Do you know how that went? Was it enforced and effective?
Yes. No, they had an uneventful night last night in Los Angeles. And, you understand, I'll be doing this on the radio today. I have so many clips of Gavin Newsom in October of 2024 calling on the National Guard to come in and help California with border issue because the checkpoint was being overwhelmed in San Diego. And before the election, they were trying to pretend they cared about the border and immigration again. Do you remember that?
Yes.
They're like, we want to pass an immigration bill, but Republicans won't let us. Well, lo and behold, Republicans won the election, passed zero bill, and managed to shut down the whole border because they didn't need the legislation. It was just posturing by the Democrats. So before the election, he actually liked the National Guard. And don't forget, when DeSantis bust 40 migrants up to Martha's Vineyard, 40 migrants, they called in the National Guard and kicked them out of the country in less than 24 hours. So 40 people show up on a bus, we need the National Guard. But if 40 businesses get lit on fire, the Guard should mind its own business. That's where we're coming at this from. And it's silly, and people see through it.
You will have no shortage of things to talk about today, 12 noon, and, of course, your Saturday night show, which is on every Saturday night, 10 p.m. on the Fox News Channel. Pretty awesome. And we'll be working on getting you up here. Maybe December.
We got to figure it out.
100th year, 100th anniversary of this radio station in December. So perfect timing.
Well, that's what we got to do it. We got to do it. One of the first or second weekends of December. Let's talk offline, and I'll make it work.
All right. Good
Thanks,
deal.
man.
Jimmy, as always, thank you. Have a great day. Have a great show.
You too, boys.
Right,
Take care,
thanks.
Manaski.
Thanks.
Later.
Jimmy Falla, Davey, thank you for setting that all up. Really nice job.
Well, and he's my personal friend, Bill.
I
can
know
do
that.
anything.
You can accomplish anything. You really can. I want to tell you, in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, hardwood blowout with savings of 50% or more. You have the greatest flooring and the greatest inventory you're going to find anywhere in this area by far. And you just go to their Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, or online in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. In Sarah's, where you'll find any type of flooring and the best variety, from tile to hardwoods to Pergo Extreme, where you get the 60-mile radius price guarantee. You always get 6 months interest-free financing, and carpeting, linoleum, whatever flooring you're looking for. Nobody does it better than in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. News is next.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
It was a quieter, calmer night in Los Angeles. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, with an overnight curfew still in effect for another hour, imposed by Mayor Karen Bass.
To stop the vandalism, to stop the looting.
After days of destructive demonstrations against illegal immigration raids, Fox's Jonathan Hunt's in downtown L.A.
It was here, in fact, yesterday afternoon that it all kicked off once again as police began to push back protesters who gathered outside this federal building. Those protesters began throwing fireworks again at the police. They pushed them back further and further away from this building. That was the point at which Mayor Bass decided she had to instigate a curfew.
Now, today, some of the Marines President Trump deployed will arrive in L.A., joining the National Guard to protect federal buildings and agents.
What you're witnessing in California is a full-blown assault on peace, on public order.
But California Governor Gavin Newsom says the president is putting democracy at risk, and
he's calling for a sitting governor to be arrested for no other reason than to, in his own words, for getting elected.
A Trump-backed Republican has won the GOP primary for governor in New Jersey, Jack Ciattarelli.
New Jersey is broken, and when something I love is broken, I'm determined to fix it.
His opponent, Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill, who won the Democratic primary.
A state like this is not going to be led by a Trump lackey like Jack Ciattarelli.
Well, the feud that got ugly between President Trump and Elon Musk may be cooling off. Musk, who had led the DOGE effort to cut federal spending, posted on X early this morning that he regrets some of the posts last week about the president, writing they went too far. One of them claimed, without him, Trump would have lost the election. And on Monday, President Trump said he wishes Musk very well. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/policy. That's ethos.com/policy.
The protests in Los Angeles over immigration raids and deportations have spread to other cities. That's in New York, where there were dozens of arrests. Protesters also taken into custody in Philadelphia for getting violent and disorderly. In Austin, Texas, several police officers were injured in the demonstrations Monday night.
All officers have been released from the hospital and treated for their injuries. 3 officers were injured by rocks being thrown at the crowd, and these were large, very large rocks. These were no small pebbles. 1 officer sustained a shoulder injury during an arrest, during which he was also spit on.
Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis. Republican Governor Greg Abbott plans to deploy the National Guard in several locations across Texas. 2 condemned men were executed in 2 states last night. First, Anthony Wainwright in Florida, convicted of raping and murdering a mother of 2 young children back in 1994. And about an hour after he got a lethal injection, another killer died a different way.
Alabama executed 65-year-old Gregory Hunt after he spent more than 30 years on death row. Hunt chose nitrogen gas as his method to die and showed signs of distress as it was administered. Critics of the gas object to the suffering it causes as it deprives the body of oxygen. Hunt was put to death for the 1988 murder of Karen Lane, whom he briefly dated before breaking into her apartment, sexually assaulting and beating her to death. Her family calls the execution justice and the end of a decades-long nightmare. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
President Trump is touting an appeals court ruling in a Truth Social post this morning, calling it a great and important win for the U.S., allowing tariffs to stay in place. A trade court had ruled earlier that the president exceeded his authority, imposing tariffs on many countries' imports. Later this hour, we'll get an update on inflation with a consumer price report for May. Ahead of that, on Wall Street, stock futures are falling. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. I'm Megan Stone with your news update, brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica, Commercial Drive, Yorkville. A beautiful start to the day, 61 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Your Weather Center forecast is coming up next. Rome police are investigating another robbery within the city. On Monday, officers were called to the Burger King on South Madison Street and met with an employee who claimed an unknown suspect threatened them with a knife while demanding money from the register. The employee complied with the suspect and fled with an undisclosed amount of cash. The employee was not injured. This follows robberies at the Relax Inn and the Bloomfield Market, where suspects smashed their way inside and stole money. Rome police are asking anyone with information regarding this latest incident to contact their tip line at 315-339-7744. You can also contact Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers at 866-730-8477 or via the P3 Tips mobile app. All tips will remain anonymous. The man accused of firing a gun inside Sangertown Square in March was scheduled to appear in court yesterday, but he was absent. Instead, the attorney for 20-year-old Malachi Winder of Rome submitted motions on his behalf. Winder is accused of shooting a man inside the mall, which caused panic and forced the mall into lockdown. The victim survived the shooting. Winder is charged with attempted murder, attempted assault, reckless endangerment, as well as various weapons and drug charges. Protests against immigration and customs enforcement are spreading across the U.S. In Los Angeles, a curfew was put in effect after Mayor Karen Bass claimed there had been a significant amount of criminal behavior in Tuesday's anti-ICE protests. Protests have also broken out in New York and Chicago, where thousands demonstrated downtown on Tuesday, as well as in Denver and Washington, D.C. President Donald Trump on Tuesday warned that his military response to the Los Angeles protests may be the first of many, and that protesters in other cities could be met with equal or greater force. People are expected to spend $24 billion this year for Father's Day. That would be a record amount, according to the National Retail Federation, up more than 7% from last year. 3 out of every 4 people surveyed said they plan to celebrate the event in some way. This year, on June 15th, average spending per person is expected to come in at just under $200. Your WIBX news time is 8:07. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
I'm sure you figured it out by now. The haze is Canadian wildfire smoke. The good news, though, we're going to string together under weak high pressure some dry weather here over the next several days. But guess what? Yeah, some showers for the weekend. So hazy sunshine and actually comfortable early this afternoon, a comfortable 78. Tonight, some clouds late 60. That'll break out into sunshine tomorrow, 75. Friday, sunshine 75. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, it's 61 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Let's take a look at sports. Sports brought to you by the IBEW 43 local sports desk. The NBA Finals are set to continue in Indianapolis. The Pacers hosting the Thunder in Game 3. That's tonight. The best-of-7 series is tied 1-1 following a dominant 123-107 victory by the Thunder in Game 2. Pacers star guard Tyrese Halliburton said he will not be limited by a lower leg issue in Game 3. He left Sunday's post-game press conference with a notable limp. Both franchises are searching for their first NBA championship title. The Panthers, they are prowling. After back-to-back wins, Florida leads the Stanley Cup Final 2-1, and they host Edmonton for Game 4 tomorrow night. The Oilers are licking their wounds after being blown out in Game 3. Edmonton has dropped back-to-back games for the first time since losing games 1-2 in the first round to the Los Angeles Kings. Only one team in NHL history has recovered from being down 3-1 in the Stanley Cup Final. The Mets, they walked off the Nationals with a 5-4 victory in 10 innings. Jeff McNeil drove in the game-winning run with an RBI single in the bottom of the 10th. New York leads the NL East after winning 4 in a row, and they continue their 3-game series tonight. Yankees snapping their 2-game skid after blowing out the Royals 10-2 in their series opener. Aaron Judge went 2 for 5 with a 2-run homer and 3 runs batted in. New York is leading the AL East. They continue their 3-game set tonight. The Giants, they're going to be linking up with their neighbors, the Jets, before their preseason battle. Both New York teams will be holding a pair of joint practices before meeting at MetLife Stadium on August 16th. One practice will be held at the Jets facility, and the other will be at the Giants facility. One member of the Jets is looking forward to facing a former teammate in the first week of the season. Defensive end Jermaine Johnson, who is recovering from Achilles surgery, said he has been in touch with the Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers after their battle in Week 1. Johnson ruptured his right Achilles last season. He is expected to be healthy for the start of the regular season. Rodgers has signed with Pittsburgh after spending the last 2 seasons with New York. Your WIBX News Time, 8:10, 61 degrees under partly cloudy skies. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
Coming up in a little bit, we'll speak with Ryan Schmemells from NBC. There's a lot going on. We'll get his take on all of that. And a whole bunch more that we'll get to here before we get out at 9 o'clock this morning. We'll also maybe give away a pair of tickets to the Frankie Valli show, that tribute show that's happening this Saturday night at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. We'll give you a chance to win there coming up in just a second. If you're looking for things to do, great website to check out, herkimercountyny.gov /events. It is the events calendar for Herkimer County. herkimercountyny.gov /events. If it's happening, it's on the website. You can check it out. And you know, this Saturday at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds is the world's largest yard sale. Pretty awesome event. There'll be, how many vendors, Davey, would you say there will be?
Over 150.
Over 150 vendors, yard sales that are selling stuff. And you know what? It always gets better as the afternoon goes on because people don't want to take the stuff home. So you get a really great opportunity, great deals. It's a one-day deal, over 150 sales in one place at the fairgrounds in Herkimer. Whether you're looking at Herkimer Diamond Mines, the Enchanted Forest opening up today, taste of Herkimer cheese, boat tour along the historic Erie Canal. There's Waterfront Grill and Gems Along the Mohawk. It's all there at herkimercountyny.gov /events. Come to Herkimer County, where history, commerce, and beauty collide. It is happening in Herkimer County. 812 at WIBX. Are you struggling with neck pain, back, knee, wrist pain? This is Bill Keeler. And I'm talking about Revive Softwave Therapy with Dr. Timothy Del Medico. For me, this has worked. It is FDA cleared, non-invasive. It's all about making the pain go away. The new patient special is just $99. Call today, 315-725-8427. Revive Softwave Therapy with Dr. Timothy Del Medico. 315-725-8427. Call today.
Flag Day is June 14th, and the Frigo Agency and NYCM Insurance are celebrating with a flag exchange. Show your patriotism by flying a beautiful new American flag. Bring in your old, worn-out American flag to the Frigo Agency, 136 Clinton Road, Route 12B in New Hartford on Thursday, June 12th, and Friday, June 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and exchange it for a brand new one. They'll handle the proper, respectful disposal of the worn flags. Don't have a flag? Just stop in. They'll give you one. While supplies last, one per household, please.
With Mattress Express's guaranteed lowest price, bring in any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry, and we will beat the price. Within 90 days of purchase, see it advertised for less, bring it to our attention, we'll refund the difference. Mattress Express.
Warner Sales and Service. Building relationships, building trust.
This is Lynn from Warner Sales and Service. Mow like a pro with Hustler Turf Zero-Turn Mowers. Hustler mowers are designed to be maintenance and service-friendly for the everyday homeowner while not sacrificing the build and cut quality they're known for. From the heavy-duty frame to the welded steel deck to their trademark smooth track steering, Hustler Turf Zero-Turn Mowers deliver professional-grade cut quality for a perfectly manicured lawn. It's your chance to be the envy of your neighborhood. Come see us at Warner Sales and Service on the Greenway New London Road in Rome, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona. And we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at warnerss.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Now through June 30th, get up to $120 off 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires instantly at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair Centers. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today online at tallmanstire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See store for details.
Stop putting off registering for the 2025 Boilermaker Road Race because it's almost sold out. People are sprinting to Boilermaker.com to grab their racing bibs before they're gone. Reserve your spot at the starting line now and punch your ticket to the world's best post-race party, where there will be live music, drinks, food, and plenty of surprises. This year's Boilermaker will be bigger and better than ever, but the window to sign up is closing. So run, don't walk, to Boilermaker.com and sign up for one of America's most famous races. See you at the starting line, July 13th.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, Davey, I got to tell you, I know you've won the Les Devin Award through the Boilermaker. Next Wednesday, you'll be receiving that. Congratulations, but you are not the only award winner.
Who's that?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
We, through the New York State Broadcasters Association, have won Worst Morning Show of All Time, I believe. Actually, we did win an award for the Real Men Get Tested for Cancer commercial campaign that involved... This is going to get us in trouble.
Congratulations.
This is going to get us in trouble because, you know, the governor hates... The governor hates the AI stuff. And we used AI in this... Hold on, what?
Good morning. I thought your commercial is stupid. I also think you're stupid.
Thank you for that.
I do, however, think Tim Reed is kind of cute.
Oh, okay.
Have a nice day.
All right. Okay. All right. That's the governor's opinion on our commercial. This is the commercial that won the award. It was the Super Bowl commercial, the big game commercial, I guess is what you'd call it. Me and Tim Reed and Governor Hochul. Check it out.
Tim, you wanted somebody big for the big game.
Wow, the governor.
Hello, Tim. This is Governor Kathy Hochul.
Boom!
Wait, this is AI. I see the lips.
She's real.
I'm as real as the electric school buses I'm requiring for our local school districts.
See?
I'm as real as when you won the Boilermaker back in '85.
That never happened.
I told her you beat the Kenyans.
We know that isn't true.
Tim, you got me? I'm not real, but cancer is. And early detection can save lives. Real men get tested for cancer.
I got to tell you, the governor was really a good sport in this commercial. Really, I mean, she said whatever we wanted her to say. Do you remember? Yeah.
So
did a great job. Great job.
When you guys did the one with Coach Boeheim, did you actually go to Syracuse and record that and work with him one-on-one?
No, that was during COVID.
Uh-huh.
And the Boeheim commercial was, let's see if I can find that one. That one was, I wrote the script and sent it off to Boeheim's assistant.
Okay.
And I have to tell you something. She said, because we pitched it to her, and she said, I will, and we won an award for that one, too.
Yeah.
She said, I will pitch it to Jim. She said, but I got to tell you, he normally doesn't do this sort of thing, so I just want to prepare you. He's probably not going to do it. I just want to warn you. And then 2 weeks after that, I get a phone call back, and it was the assistant of Jim Boeheim, and she said, you're not going to believe this, but Jim said he likes the commercial, and he's going to do it. And that's how that whole thing came. So I sent them the script. She taped it at his office in Syracuse, and then sent us the footage from there. And then I pieced it all together here. That's how that whole thing came together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And we won an award. I'm looking for the spot. I can't seem to find the spot here. But we won. That had to be, right in towards the end of COVID, maybe the end of that first year, 2020, it might have been. But it was submitted, and they liked it. So that was a good spot.
So
I cannot find the spot. I'm looking for it now.
So speaking of that, everybody knows I turned 50 in March.
Yeah, you're an old man now.
And I recently was supposed to go have my colonoscopy done for my this year.
Well, you should definitely do that.
I do every year.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I got a call last week because I was supposed to go in next month. It got canceled. Now I can't. Now they're pushing it out until November.
Yeah, what's happening, I think, right now is the problem is that you're getting so many people that are getting this stuff done that they're being overwhelmed a little bit.
And
right.
The lady was very nice where I go, and she said, "Sorry, Dave, but we had to cancel your appointment for next month." And I said, "Oh, no problem at all." And I said, "Can you reschedule it real quick?" And she said, "Unfortunately, the doctor is booking into late October, early November."
Yeah, that happens.
I said, whatever you got to do, you got to do.
Whatever you have to do, you have to do. I did find the commercial here, but it for some reason is not showing up, and I don't know why. I do not know why. But that one won, and now we win again for this year. Is this the spot? Nope, that one's not it.
Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you and Tim. Brill.
Well, thank you for that. Pretty cool. And congratulations to you winning the this. And you know what? Les Devon was somebody who really was instrumental with the wheelchair racing and really caring about the community. And that's really what the award is all about, giving back to the community.
Like I told the Boilermaker Committee about 3 weeks ago when I went and met with them. I had to do a little video for them. I just told them I'm just a little part.
Tiny little part
of the broadcast that we do.
One little link in the whole chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. 9-year-old Panthers fan was being interviewed about what her favorite part about hockey is. And this young lady, by the way, not a guy, not a boy, she said she likes hockey because it's super violent. This is what Sophia said about the Panthers and her favorite sport.
The fighting. It was really good, and I really liked how they punched each other a lot.
She really liked how they the fighting of the whole thing. I mean, there are some that really are that are into that. That makes the whole thing a big deal. Mukbang creator, you familiar with that?
No.
Rima is getting some backlash after posting a video of herself dunking raw cookie dough into a bowl of iced strawberry milk and eating it. I know people are against this whole thing, but if you're making cookie, because it has eggs in it, I just think it is the most delicious. You can get it without the raw eggs, but with the raw eggs, I mean, it's just cookie dough is just so good. Here
Chocolate chip cookie dough, sugar cookie dough, with strawberry milk.
She's being criticized. Okay, in Ohio,
I sneak in once in a while when my mom is making cookies for my nephews, and
you gotta
for Sunday,
put the spoon in.
I usually put the spoon in. She usually yells at me.
In Ohio, the owner of a raccoon that was found in a car with meth pipes says she will not be giving up her pet. Paige Vidal says she's afraid the raccoon will end up getting euthanized. If you missed it a couple of weeks ago, here's some audio from the officer's body cam during the arrest.
The reason I stopped you is you are suspended with a warrant for your arrest.
I am?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. Oh, there's no... He's trying to smoke it.
All right.
Okay.
There's no way.
This woman's got to be high on meth to think this is okay.
In games.
Yeah. Today is National Happy Corn on the Cob Day. A little early for us for corn on the cob, I would think. Maybe towards the middle to end of July is when we'll see a little more of that. And also today is we're celebrating Father's Day week. Of course, Father's Day comes up on Sunday. And what are we going to here? What do you have? Okay, I see. I'm going to go Bob Murphy, former broadcaster, play-by-play announcer on the radio of the New York Mets, Bob Murphy. Of course, he's no longer with us. Good morning, Bob. Good morning.
Actually, this is Howie Rose.
Howie Rose.
Put it in the books.
Put it in the books. Listen, Stefan, last night the Mets winning again. And again,
yes,
another...
I saw the game last night, and it was exciting.
Another come-from-behind victory. Pretty awesome.
Yes, now, yesterday, down at Burnane Field, they had a little grand opening because there is turf now at Burnane Field. And from what I saw on TV, it looks beautiful now.
Yeah. It does. I know that the county played a huge role, and you know what that's going to do is make for some consistency. Especially we have snow so late in the season. And then all the rain we've had, you had artificial turf, and you can be in a situation where the games can actually be played. It really looks great. What a turnaround from what that field used to look like. 'Cause it really was rough shape and very rough shape years ago.
And Friday is the home opener for the Blue Sox at 6:45 p.m. And try to get out to that, people. And check out the field, and it'll be a good time had by all.
Okay.
Hey, Stefan, got a question for you.
Okay.
Yes.
I saw on the news or read last night, are they playing the game for the Blue Sox tonight, or is it on Friday that you told me about?
Today, this morning is a kids' day for school kids.
Okay.
It's at 10 a.m., but the real home opener for the public is Friday.
Okay. All right. And then, Stefan, we did receive your letter. You gave us some great advice on how to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the radio station. In fact, you asked us to bring in some people from the past, people like Tim Roy, Jim Jackson, Bruce Markison, Brad Davies, Brad X, even Jeff Manaski, who was on the radio with us here this morning. Also bring back some of the hosts, Phil Stern, Christine Bellino, Tom Coyne, Ed Welch, Randy Gorman, John Swan, Joe Kelly, Jim Rondinelli, and the list goes on. And maybe producer Davey could introduce the bands. You're talking about maybe having the Dusty Puppies and Showtime performing at the Adirondack Bank Center for the 100th anniversary of WIBX. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be a cool thing to have, and that would be a cool 100th birthday party.
All right, well, we'll consider it. Great ideas to help us along. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, have a great day there. Who are you again? Howie Rose. Have a great day.
Bye, Bill.
That is Stefan Rybitsky. This I thought was pretty interesting. How much money does it take to live comfortably in each state in the union? Think about this. Whether you're single or you're maybe a family of four, how well you're living can correspond directly to the state you're living in. A new study from Smart Asset poured through data to figure out the basic cost of living for a single person and a family of four, depending on the state. And looking at the metrics like housing, food, transportation, income taxes, and other miscellaneous items, then applying it to a 50-30-20 budget, needs, spending money, and investments or debt, they found these are the most and least expensive states to get buy-in. The least expensive, you can feel comfortable making $80,000 a year in Virginia, West Virginia, and Arkansas, $81,000 a year. The most expensive state to live in is Hawaii, where an annual salary for a single person needs to be at about $124,467 a year to live comfortably. Whereas if you're a family of four in Hawaii, you really kind of need to make almost $300,000 a year in order to live comfortably. Massachusetts is number 2, California number 3. New York is number 4 on the list. $114,000 a year if you are single. And if you're a family of four, to live comfortably in New York, you need to kind of make somewhere in the range of $276,973 a year to live comfortably in one of the most expensive states to live in, New York State. That's according to Smart Asset. We have news coming up. Ryan Nobles in just a bit from NBC on WIBX.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Host. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethost.com/terms.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you.
For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text NEWS to 64,000. That's NEWS to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. NEWS to 64,000.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone with your news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica, Commercial Drive, Yorkville. Rome police have arrested a man accused of setting a garage and car on fire over the weekend. Authorities arrested 25-year-old Skylar Gozier of Rome, saying he intentionally lit the structure on fire around 11:30 a.m. Saturday. No one was injured. Gozier was taken into custody following a traffic stop and was charged with arson in the 3rd degree, which is a Class C felony. He was released on his own recognizance and is due back in court at a later date. A convicted sex offender is back behind bars after being accused of committing another disturbing crime. Authorities claim on Sunday, 33-year-old Ryan Puntello used candy to lure a 5-year-old girl he didn't know from a playground at a North Syracuse apartment complex into a wooded area. Puntello allegedly sexually assaulted the child before she was able to escape and was able to tell someone what happened. It's believed Puntello may have more victims, and anyone with information is asked to come forward. Vandalism has forced Babbitt Park in Waterville to close its bathrooms indefinitely. Village officials are asking those with information about the incident to please come forward by calling the Village Hall at 315-841-4221. Officials did not specify what kind of damage the bathroom sustained, nor how long it will take to repair them. At this time, no suspects have been identified. A bill has passed in the State Assembly to honor a Schenectady County military hero. The measure, introduced by Assemblyman Angelo Santa Barbara, calls for the Becker Road Bridge in Rotterdam to be renamed after Chief Warrant Officer II John Grazia III. Grazia, a Chalmont High School graduate, was killed in a helicopter crash last year while taking part in a mission along the southern border of Texas. Santa Barbara says the bridge will serve as a permanent reminder of Grazia's courage and sacrifice. And drinking sugar could be worse for you than eating it. Researchers at Brigham Young University found that drinking sugar, like soda or juice, is linked to a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. They say that sugars typically found in drinks disrupt the liver's metabolism more than food, causing a greater impact on blood sugar. Your Weather Center forecast is next. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
I'm sure you figured it out by now. The haze is Canadian wildfire smoke. The good news, though, we're going to string together under weak high pressure some dry weather here over the next several days. But guess what? Yeah, some showers for the weekend. So hazy sunshine and actually comfortable early this afternoon, a comfortable 78. Tonight, some clouds late 60. That'll break out into sunshine tomorrow, 75. Friday, sunshine, 75. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Listen, we're with sunshine up to 63 degrees here at WIBX. Coming up, we'll speak with Ryan Nobles from NBC. Steep Pawnee Mazda, the Move to Mazda sales event with Ricky Z is back. You can save on a new Mazda lease. Enjoy a 0.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s, CX-5s, 50s, 70s, and the beautiful CX-90. See the dealership for details. Mazda finished 2024 with a 16.8% sales increase year over year and was awarded more IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than any other brand. As they say, let's make your deal on a new Steep Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. And if you're looking to buy or sell, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. You know they have offices in Barneveld and Little Falls and Utica, to the north in Copenhagen, Newport, and now the amazing, way to the south, the amazing Gulf Coast of Florida. Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. Maybe you're looking to downsize here, and in the winter months, spend time in a much more wonderful climate. River Hills can help. They have some office, of course, now in Sarasota, and whether it's Robin or any of their agents down there, ready to help you maybe sell here, downsize here, upgrade here, and then buy down there. It's a great opportunity to know someone in that market, and you know River Hills. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Call them today at 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Whitesboro and Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp. And this summer, we're running a summer school. But don't worry, this one's way more fun. It's for teens and college students, 16 and up, who are home for the summer and ready to get stronger, healthier, and more confident fast. High energy workouts, a positive vibe, and the results to match. All in a fun, supportive environment. Spots are limited, so grab yours today. Summer school at Whitesboro and Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp, where we make sweat and success go hand in hand.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there's one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose hospice care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
Don't miss Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event. We're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment. And trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. We're giving you the best deals of the season. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Okay. 8:39, as we said, coming up, we'll speak with Ryan Nobles at NBC. In studio right now is Marilyn Collins. She is a livestock specialist with Cornell Cooperative Extension. And Marilyn, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me today.
So, talk about what what is your role? What is it that you do?
With Oneida County Cooperative Extension, I serve on our ag team as the dairy and livestock educator. So I work to pull together educational programming for all our both dairy and livestock producers in the county.
Okay. You said you recently were in front of about 900 students
during Farm Fest last week. Yep.
Many, by the way, who really were seeing a farm for the very first time.
Yeah, it's a great cool opportunity that's put together with our local dairy producers and really spearheaded by Terry Donito at Donito Farms. Is passionate about the program, so we work together with her to help educate our youth.
So I'd like your take on the announcement from just a couple of weeks ago on Chobani and what that is really going to, what opportunities for growth that really presents for us here.
Sure. So with Oneida County being strong on the dairy production end, having the additional marketing opportunity that Chobani stands to offer is a positive for all dairy producers. Yeah. But backing up and looking at dairy production statewide, we have a lot of new processing either just coming online recently or in the future. So overall, for dairy producers in New York State and locally here, we've got a lot of great opportunities in the future. So it is encouraging.
We have there are more farms. It seems like whether it's the government or just market conditions, I don't know. But farms have gotten the smaller farms have kind of gone by the wayside. The larger farms have gotten bigger.
Sure. I think it's a sign of our times, Bill. Agriculture has changed, certainly. In the last 25 years, dairy has certainly changed. We'll continue to see change and consolidation in the dairy industry specifically. We have our challenges. Labor, for one, here in New York is certainly a challenge. Rising input costs is another. And an aging up and out of our local dairy producers. So
one of the interesting things that I've been talking to farmers is some of the regulations coming from New York State, and when it comes to labor. So you have let's say legal or whatever migrant worker who is now being they can only work so many hours a week, and the problem in the agriculture world in farming is farming doesn't work that way. You don't have a 40-hour work week every week, 52 weeks out of the year. There are those. This year is a perfect example. You get 5 days of sunshine.
You're going to go strong.
You're going. So it is handcuffing the farmer.
It really is. And no ding against bankers, but farmers don't work bankers' hours.
Right.
And so when it's go time, it's go time. And I feel that is part of the huge disconnect between our legislative representatives and what our industry entails. So
isn't it just like, though, politicians with the goal of making things better, they make things worse?
Well, again, I think it speaks to the huge disconnect between those of us involved in agriculture and those of us trying to make our laws. And
meanwhile, it's not like you have the worker who's saying, "I can't believe they're making me work this many hours." What in reality they're saying, "I can't believe they're not allowing me." Right. So what we're seeing is worker A goes to farm A, works the maximum hours, and then goes to farm B and works the maximum hours.
Sure, because that desire to work and better their lives is there. It's just that our labor laws here in New York have changed, that they're strapped.
Yeah.
And
where are we on livestock in Central New York right now in terms of what is predominant? I'm assuming dairy.
Dairy is number one here in Oneida County, with a close second to beef. Beef production is strong. A lot of great local beef farmers here in and around Oneida County. We've got the affordable pasture ground and as we know, plentiful rainfall as of recently. Pastures do well, and great farmers with skills who know how to take good care of their livestock and be productive.
The other beauty of, because there are a lot of farmers who may be doing one thing, but they're also raising cattle for slaughter, for beef.
Yes.
And when you're buying, you can buy directly oftentimes right from the farmer. You know what you're getting.
That's right. Yep. One thing with my role with Extension is to work closely with producers who are doing producers working directly with consumers to get them to learn how to best market their product. And it's a great way, working directly with farmers to buy off the farm or from roadside stands or even our multitude of farmers markets this time of year. So
you also do, I think this is interesting, you do tours. Can you explain what happens?
Certainly,
there?
Yep. So this time of year, once the weather turns around, we offer what we call twilight tours for our ag-producing audience. This came about after COVID, once we were able to get back together in groups. And this is a great way for our local farms to get off their home farms and go out and learn from additional sources, neighboring farms, different ag-producing farms.
Yep.
As we mentioned, we're strong here with dairy production in this county, but we have a great variety of ag. So twilight tours allow us to jump around from different farms, highlighting what they have to offer, as well as to network with other farmers and discuss similarities in their production model, challenges, how they circumvent some challenges, and just allow farmers to have a way to network with one another and continue to learn.
How about the science behind, and I believe Cornell Cooperative Extension plays a big role in this, but you see a lot of young farmers going off to college, coming back with new technologies and new ways to be able to become very efficient on the farm.
Certainly, and that's another great adage to having twilight tours is whether we're featuring a dairy farm that is implementing up-and-coming technology or labor-saving approaches on a fruit and vegetable production operation. being out there, boots on the ground, visually being able to see these technologies in practice is a great advantage to producers attending.
And then finally, farmers markets.
Sure.
I mean, you still have the stands, usually honor system, but these farmers markets have become really great opportunities for farmers to get their products out there.
They certainly have. It's another way to push the buy local movement here in the county and here in the Northeast. Unfortunately, we have a shorter growing season, so now we're into June and things will be coming online much more in abundance. But that's a great way to eat local through our growing season and support our local producers, both fruit and veg and protein and all of it here locally.
All right. Anything else you want people to know?
I'll just put a plug in for our next Twilight Tour coming up June 19th out at Swistack Farms in Verona. Great local you-pick strawberry. So, again, while this is geared towards our ag-producing community, particularly any beginning farmers, we're encouraging to come out to this Twilight Tour, as we'll be talking about different insurance needs for the farming community.
Okay. So, all right. Great stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill.
We appreciate it. Cornell Cooperative Extension, always there when people have questions. Love it. Marilyn Collins. Quick break, and we'll wrap it up here for a Wednesday morning coming up at WIBX.
Now through June 30th, get up to $120 off 4 new Bridgestone or Firestone tires instantly at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair Centers. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Schedule your appointment today online at tallmanstire.com. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Get the best tires for your vehicle at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. See store for details.
Join the IBEW Local 43 and the Upstate Foundation for the 41st Annual Upstate Towsley Pro-Am, Monday, June 23rd at the prestigious Turning Stone Resort. This year, all proceeds will benefit the only neuroscience intensive care unit in the region. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to partner with a CNY PGA and make a difference. For sponsor opportunities, call 315-464-4416 or visit upstatefoundation.org/Towsley Pro-Am. Presented by IBEW Local 43 and Finger Lakes Chapter NECA.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there is one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose hospice care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Whitesboro and Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp. And this summer, we're running a summer school. But don't worry, this one's way more fun. It's for teens and college students, 16 and up, who are home for the summer and ready to get stronger, healthier, and more confident fast. High energy workouts, a positive vibe, and the results to match. All in a fun, supportive environment. Spots are limited, so grab yours today. Summer school at Whitesboro and Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp, where we make sweat and success go hand in hand.
Hey, this is important to think about. Do you know that children are tested for lead exposure early on? And in New York State, they are tested at ages 1 and 2 because lead poisoning can harm a child's brain, nervous system, speech, hearing, learning, and behavior. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider today or visit leadfreemv.org for more details. And you know, there are programs out there for homeowners, renters, landlords. Maybe you're a landlord and you have an older property and you know there's a good chance that there's lead, but you feel like there's no way out. Well, there may very well be, and you may be able to get this done without any out-of-pocket costs. Just reach out to the Lead Safe Utica program. Leadfreemv.org is the website. And if you're struggling with pain, Dr. Timothy Del Medico has you covered. Neck pain and back pain, the list goes on. It's FDA cleared, non-invasive. We're talking about Revive Soft Wave Therapy with Dr. Timothy Del Medico. There is a $99 new patient special introductory offer available right now. You can try this out and get a feel for it as it stimulates and activates stem cells that help repair your injury. Call 315-725-8427. Revive Soft Wave Therapy. Dr. Timothy Del Medico. Revive Soft Wave Therapy. On the line right now is the man, Ryan Nobles from NBC. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, Bill, good morning.
Well, it's not like there's anything going on out there.
Yeah, I think there's quite a bit going on for sure. Yeah, of course, you got the situation in Los Angeles and all the decisions being made by the administration along with that. And then, of course, here in Washington, we are preparing, some might argue bracing, for this big military parade that's scheduled for Saturday. So I think there's a lot of competing views as to the way the administration is handling all these different things.
It is something that does look different than what you normally see in the United States.
Yeah, I think our Pentagon correspondent, Courtney Kuby, described it that there's never been a military parade in this country that isn't specifically tied to a war victory of this level. In other words, they've done ticker tape parades to kind of welcome the boys home from a big victory during the world wars. Obviously, there was no sort of victory parade for Vietnam, which is, of course, another big major conflict. But traditionally, we don't just out of the blue, for no reason at all, decide to roll tanks down the middle of the nation's capital as a way to kind of flex our military muscle. That's not generally how the United States conducts itself.
Yeah.
And the fact, I think there's a lot of Democratic criticism that it just happens to coincide with President Trump's birthday, which gives kind of, it lends to the argument that he's moving toward a more authoritarian view of the presidency, which concerns a lot of people, I think.
Well, and especially when you put that together with what's happening in L.A. and the president saying this is probably going to expand well beyond Los Angeles around the country in a lot of these hotbed areas.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any doubt that somebody that's sitting, in their home in Central New York and sees kind of the picture of what's happening in Los Angeles, why that would scare them and make them concerned and want something like that to come to an end.
Yeah.
But I think that what you're not necessarily seeing is the entire picture of what's happening in that community right now. And then the other question that you have to ask yourself is, do you quell this problem by putting in a bigger, more bruising military force to try and answer the question? And our reporters that are on the ground there, David Noriega, who's really terrific, who's covered conflicts all over the world and protests all over the world, you've described it to me on Monday as it not being anywhere near the level of protest that he has covered in his career. The idea that you would mobilize the Marines to respond to it seems as though a way to escalate the issue, not necessarily calm the issue down.
Well, that is the criticism.
Right, and the other thing too to keep in mind about this, Bill, is that when you bring Marines into a situation like this, that's not what Marines are trained for, right? Marines are trained to go into a situation and accomplish a goal. In general, they are an aggressive, offensive fighting force. They don't do crowd control. That's not what a Marine is trained for. So you're asking a young Marine who isn't trained for that type of situation to plant themselves into that type of situation, and it's just a recipe, I think, what many military and law enforcement experts believe could make the problem worse. And you're 100% right. The question is, it's happening in Los Angeles. Could it happen in Chicago? Could it happen in New York? Could it happen here in Washington? It does seem as though the administration is content and is going to be aggressive, and these ICE enforcements, that's only going to lead to more protests. That's only going to lead to counter-protests. And I think that you just see that this continuing to escalate. Now, the one thing I will say on the other side of this, Bill, is that the protesters who are out there for the right reasons, or in their mind the right reasons to express their First Amendment rights, they're not breaking the law. they would argue that they aren't the ones burning the cars,
Right.
and looting the Apple stores and doing all that. But they also, there has to be a degree of understanding that you are going to welcome that element in when you decide that this is the way that you're going to protest this situation. And so those are the, that's
especially in Los Angeles.
Yes, especially in Los Angeles. And so, while everyone has the First Amendment right to civil disobedience and everything along those lines, I think that's the one argument that people would have about the way that this is going down.
And then 2 minutes, just less than 2 minutes, the big, beautiful bill. I know they want to get this done before the 4th of July, but, we're coming up on middle of the month now, so.
Yeah, I think the Senate is moving in that direction. I think that maybe next week is when they'll probably unveil the most controversial changes that they're going to make to the bill, which includes the tweaks that they might make to the Medicaid cuts. It'll probably there'll probably be some look at how maybe they're going to change the SALT adjustment, the state and local tax deduction, which could impact some of your listeners. Republicans in the Senate are not as inclined to make those changes as blue state Republicans, like in New York, would be. There's, of course, the Elon Musk of it all, trying to make the thing more complicated. It's funny. You talk to some senators, and they say, we'll get it done for sure. Then you talk to other senators, and they say, there's no way we're going to get it done by 4th of July.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that 4th of July is aspirational, but with anything, if Donald Trump comes in and says, get this done, there's a good chance they'll get it done.
All right, Ryan, we'll be watching. Appreciate your time, and enjoy Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day.
Are the Mets, this version of the Mets, better than the '86 Mets?
I got to tell you, we're on the road. We're on the road to that right now. The
records are very similar.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Yeah. That's all I can say. So, all right, go Mets, and have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, Bill.
All right, Ryan. Thanks so much. Ryan Nobles from NBC. Daylight Donuts, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program. Seattle's best. You can try their cold brew, their iced coffee today. Try their iced coffee with flavors. There's the latte with pistachio. Try the pistachio. Everything from your pistachio donuts to pistachio lattes. With a speedy drive-through, it is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. A Town Square media station.
The curfew is just ending in downtown Los Angeles for today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, put in place by Mayor Karen Bass.
I have declared a local emergency.
After days of protests over illegal immigration raids that led to vandalism and looting and clashes with law enforcement.
As that curfew began, hundreds of protesters once again tried to shut down the 101 freeway, which is the main artery running right through the heart of downtown Los Angeles. Police again moved in after the protesters cut through fences to get on to the 101. They started rounding them up. As we understand it, something like 67 arrests were made in all.
Some of that's Fox's Jonathan Hunt downtown. Some of the Marines being deployed to L.A. will arrive today to join National Guard troops. President Trump posted on Truth Social, if he didn't send them, Los Angeles would be burning to the ground right now. Attorney General Pam Bondi just told Fox.
President Trump is going to make America safe again. We're going to protect Americans, and that includes